Let's try that again and give y'all the full intro. All right, that's better. Excuse me, the motherfucking deal? What's going on? I'm your buddy. I'm your pal. I'm your amigo at Honcho. I need to clean this fucking desk off. This shit is terrible. I should be ashamed of myself. All right, welcome to the den. Apologize for the small delay. I fucking trying to get everything in order in between the streams. Still ain't ate nothing. Welcome to the den again. And if you're not familiar with the den is a place where you can speak your mind, where we openly engage in conversation where all opinions are welcome. We don't all have to agree, but we're all friends in the den. So tonight we're going to talk about the value of discipline, the D word. Some people think discipline is a bad word. Some people look at it as punishment. Some people look at it as a good word. Some people think it's a preparation. But we're going to talk about as far as disciplining yourself, disciplining children, the overall value of discipline, what benefits and what negatives it could have in your life. So, as we get into the discussion, we got to see which friends of the den are joining us this evening. And then we will get into some very good conversation. So I hope you're all well. I hope everybody's having a good evening. I hope everybody is having a good time, and hopefully the Texans show some discipline on the field tomorrow and don't get any fucking stupid ass penalties. Dr. Rabbit, Jay Dizzle, Dominic, Gave You Power, McVice, Mello, what's the motherfucking deal? I hope y'all all are well. Hope everybody's doing good. Heidi Tiger, Heidi Klein Dentist, and Beyond the Funny Nigga, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Heidi Klein Dentist. Oh, you ain't got to edit it. No, we use profanity here on occasion. We don't cuss too much. We only cuss just a little bit. So, before we get into it, I know everybody's been talking about that goddamn R. Kelly thing. I will not participate in this. I will not watch it. I'll probably talk some kind of random shit about it, but I will not watch that. I will not listen to the slander of that sexual deviant. All right. So we already knew that he's a sexual deviant. Now it's to the point, like, I can understand if he was relevant in doing something in his life, but that motherfucker already hit rock bottom, and people just need something to talk bad about this man for no reason. Like, y'all ain't got some real news to break. And again, anything that's coming on Lifetime, I ain't supporting that shit. So, yes, it's the sexual deviants within myself that won't allow me to hate on another sexual deviant. But we just have different deviancies. I don't even know if that's a word, but I don't get down with I trend upward, not downward. So, my thing is this. I think is this: discipline. R. Kelly probably should have had some discipline in some of the decisions that he made throughout his career, and not just the sexual nature. As far as some of the contracts and things he signed, man, it makes no sense that R. Kelly has put out all the hits that he has put out, and that man is broke, ain't got nothing to show for it, down bad, very unfortunate. But that's the music industry for you. You better learn the game before you dive in. Discipline. It's a very interesting topic because depending on who you ask, it could be a negative. And again, those are generally people who are very undisciplined. I'm not the most disciplined person. I definitely have some things I need to work on. I was doing good for a while. I slack up from time to time because I'll let things get involved that shouldn't be. But as far as disciplining your children, because there's different variations of it. But I think discipline is a good thing. When you hear it, you automatically think of the negatives. But, discipline it's not a trend. It's a habit that you have to develop. And again, like I said, the consistency is key. You can't be disciplined temporarily just to achieve a minor goal. You have to be disciplined and make it a lifestyle if you want to achieve and see the permanent results. But if we're talking about disciplining when it comes to kids, we'll start with that first, and then we'll get to self-discipline because I think disciplining children is a more not polarizing, but it people see differently on that one. I think self-discipline is just something most people could agree on, and if you want certain success. But disciplining kids, and I see Brother saying, "Ace Boy Adrian Peterson disciplined his kids the proper way and got flamed for it." Yeah, and I agree. 335, what's the motherfucking deal? So my thing is this, man. And I read up on it a little bit, and saw the studies that when you physically abuse your children or physically discipline your children, I don't want to say abuse. I don't think it was abuse. I got my ass whooped, and I don't look at it as abuse. But Adrian just runs around and gets the money for free. Jordan Peterson's gonna get attacked by a group of trannies in a dark alley. But again, like I say, the thing about disciplining your kids, it's not about abuse. And I think there's a fine line in discipline. Because now you have some people who discipline their kids and they take their additional frustrations out on their children when they use physical abuse. It could be maybe it's a stress reliever of some sort, like you squeeze a little fucking stress ball. Maybe people find some type of not saying that they find pleasure in beating their kids, but I think sometimes they allow some of the additional frustrations of life to kind of get combined up in that. And they may overdo it a little bit because they're aggravated and frustrated about other things. They may be more short-tempered because of the things that are going on around them and not the actual actions of their child. And so it can be dangerous. It can be a real thin line. And so, after reading some of the things and, some studies saying that, that there do tend to be long-term problems from spanking your children. I personally... And I know a lot of people, but again, you could say maybe it's a form of, what is that, Stockholm syndrome or something because people are like, well, my parents whooped me and I respect them for it. I love them for it. And people talk about, when people fall in love with their captors. But of course, it's your parents. So you don't want to look at it as all the loving things they do for you. And it kind of, now that I say it, honestly, and again, this is something I've never thought of, but I almost can see how an abusive relationship works. You have someone who loves you a lot, right? Loves you a lot. They love you, and then they beat you because you deserved it. You need. Oh, he's just frustrated, and then and you go back to them, and I almost can see how that works if you look at it in the same way. But I don't feel ultimately that it's that. I think maybe it's the way you're disciplined. I don't know. Because I don't feel like that. Like I said, I got spanked. I got spankings from my mom, my dad, my grandparents. That's about it. I don't think there was any additional. I don't think no aunts or uncles or nothing like that. Because if that would happen, I'd have to catch them motherfuckers. Now that I'm grown, we don't have to catch a square for that shit. I don't fuck with y'all like that. But people who generally show you love, all your life. And again, it's when you acting up and you doing something bad. And I don't know if that pain of that punishment is attached with that negative memory or whatever else it may be to try to keep you from doing it. But also, I know a lot of people say, hey, man, getting whoopings kept me out of jail or prevented me from doing that. Well, it didn't quite work for me. But, but then I know a lot of motherfuckers got their ass whooped. And, yeah, I saw that crazy fight. That motherfucker needs a spanking. But, I know a lot of people got their asses whooped and they've been in and out of jail, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't getting no spanking. I got my ass. Look, I remember one time it was night. Now, this is when I stayed in Beaumont. My dad with me, punk ass nigga, he wasn't around enough to be able to whoop me. I'd go fight that nigga now for that shit. He's probably damn near 60. I don't know how that nigga is. I got the advantage now, punk ass nigga. But it had a street, man. It was a small street we stayed on. Matter of fact, what was it, Church Street. I don't even think that house is there no more. I think that shit got demolished a couple of years, well, not a couple of years, a while after we had left. It was a small street. It was like a little two-way street, but it damn near really wasn't even big enough for two cars. You almost kind of had to let a motherfucker pass or whatever. So across the street, I think my ball went across the street. My dad told me to come in the house. Literally. Crossed this little small street, got my ball out the ditch, came back in. My dad whooped my ass because I told you to come in the house right now. I was like, man, I was just getting my ball across the street. And I will never forget this. And that's why I say I always have a little bit of, we cool now. It is what it is. I may punch that nigga one day for it. But I still have a scar on my hand from this fucking whooping. It's a little X from where I tried to cover my motherfucking ass. I was getting whooped. He'd count them motherfuckers out, And it's like a little X. You can see where it's like where it went damn near both ways. And so, I'm just like, damn, was that justified? Was that shit? I would spend more money trying to file a lawsuit, goddamn it. But my thing is, was that justified in that action? I think of other things I've done. Yeah. Probably deserved ass whoopings for it if I was doing some old wild shit. I was young. I used to always tell myself what to do. Look, there wasn't no molestation going on. It was just ass whoopings. But and I think about that. So was that justified? Was that really discipline? Was that beneficial, or was that taking out some kind of frustration because I literally probably wasn't even 10 steps across the fucking road? But it is what it is. No big deal. Yeah, you shield yourself, don't worry. Move your hand, boy. Let me give you something to cry about. I don't know anybody who ever got a whooping. Well, I don't know if anybody, because I don't know what kind of whooping y'all got. But I know in the black minority household, a couple of common phrases that everybody has heard. Move your hand if you ever tried to block it. Stop crying before I give your ass something to cry about. If y'all ain't never heard that, your ass ain't never got no whooping. I never got hit by a teacher. I told a story about how a teacher kind of collared me one time when I was getting on the bus because I had kicked the bitch the day before, but shit. No, I didn't kick. She kicked me and I punched her. But, they tried to act like they wasn't going to do nothing to her because her family had money. They owned like a fucking funeral home or some shit, so they had some money. She was talking about she was going to call the cops on me and shit. I was like in fucking elementary, dog. I was like maybe 5th grade. And so I need to do some research because I believe it was a particular, I won't call him a celebrity, but a particular person's mom. And if it is, if I ever come across this person, I'm going to beat their ass just because it was their mama. And I'm going to call them out on it and fire them up for it. But again, so my thing is, like I say, but I never got whooped by a teacher or anything like that. But so you think about discipline, and what benefits is if you're disciplining your child and it's not for a reason, if it's not a teachable lesson, is it really discipline or is it abuse? And I know we live in this super soft society where everything is abuse now. You're doing that. You're you're verbally abusing, you're mentally abusing, you're physically abusing. Everything is fucking abuse. You know what I'm saying? And so if there's no lesson, you say it's simply abuse. Okay. And again, and that's why I say you got to be cautious, because sometimes a parent may think they're doing what's right, but you know, again, they may be caught up in other life issues and allow that to you know, foggy up their judgment a little bit. But again, like I say, you know, it is what it is. And that's why I say, you know, after reading some of those things, I thought about it, because I was always a proponent of spanking your child or whatever it may be. But now, like I say, in the situation I'm in now, I don't spank the little one. Look, here's the deal. You finna do some, you're about to work it out. You know what I'm saying? You finna fucking, if the text me, hey, where is the abused kid? I haven't seen any kids get abused lately, so we'll have to find out. We'll have to get us an abused kid for the win. Some of y'all don't know what that is. Y'all probably, oh my God, Honcho's abusing children. That's not. It's a long running joke from somewhere early in the season. Probably when the Texans started winning. Abused cricket. Oh shit, I ain't seen one of them in a motherfucker. Hey, but we went on a streak, I think, after I got them fucking mice up out of here. And so oh, there was that. Oh, he was in Oakland yesterday. Okay, that's what it was. I forgot. We got so much shit be going on in here. But like I say, you know, ultimately, you know, it's about teaching a lesson. And I think that when you get more creative in the punishment, you know, you're not thinking about the pain in the sense of the hurt, but you're thinking about it may hurt, you know, if you're making them work out or do, you know, like the mom made her kid do all them goofy ass dances. Because I think he had spent bunch of money on Fortnite or something. I forgot what he did. He was talking back to a teacher. Something he was doing. I forgot what that kid, but she made that motherfucker do like Fortnite dances all the way for a long ass time. But I think getting creative with the punishment so that a child learns a lesson from it, you know what I mean? So that they don't repeat it is different than just whooping them. Because then I think there becomes a different correlation with spanking. And then it gets to a point where eventually, shit, you know, the spanking don't even fucking work anymore. You know, it's like, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't have that same effect, you know. And so that's where you get, you know, taking stuff away and things like that. But kids are creative. They'll find anything to play with. So taking stuff away may not work as well as people think it does. Timeout. I have my doubts on the validity of that working. But, you know, it is what it is. Some people, you know, swear by that. Pistachios are just like a thingy thing. A thingy thing, yeah. There's that. No, it's just a currency in the den to use to fight and gamble and all that other stuff. Matter of fact, you know. So, hold on. But again, like I say, you know, the thing about it is, where is the benefits of discipline? And let's not talk about abuse. Abuse is a different conversation. We've spoken that enough. We kind of determine what that is. But the benefits of discipline, in my opinion, are preparation for the future. Because we talk about it, especially when you talk about the black community, you talk about dealing with police and things. And if you don't discipline your child, and, you know, they'll grow up to be something that the cops will, and they'll do much worse. We say things like that. You know, we discuss the benefits of, you know, preparing your child for society, period. It ain't always got to be, you know, super negative that you're preparing for, but discipline as far as books. And I'm saying, you know, reading, studying, you know, staying focused on tasks, things like that. It's not always about bad behavior, but it's about being a better person. And so it'll be a while. I don't know. Like I say, whenever I reach the predetermined goals, that's when I'll engage in a reefer every now and then. But right now, it's not the time, because like I said, there's a noticeable difference in the dens and the sauce and all that stuff when I was engaging in the reefer, as opposed to sober Honcho. So right now, I want the growth of the channels and things to be priority. The reefer is a secondary scenario. But, you know, discipline is necessary for children. And I think if you start them young and you help them develop good habits, then those will be things that can carry on with them into adulthood. For the most part, a lot of people don't, you know, the thing about it is, like I say, most people don't discipline their kids. Most people are more into spoiling their kids, and then they wonder why the children have the problems that they have now. You know, they wonder why the kids have these issues, and they can't figure it out. But it ultimately starts with the parent. You know, is that? Yeah, hold on, I need this smoke real quick. I'm tired of taking all these goddamn L's. But and so, you know, it kills me when parents say that. I don't understand. I don't know. I can't figure it out. Why does my kid not do this? Well, because you never put them in a situation where they were either disciplined or challenged or, you know, had to overcome something. And God damn, another one. What is that, like 5 in a row, 4 in a row? God damn it. And that's just J Dizzle. I think I lost a couple of Dr. Rabbit too. I don't know. I think it's broken. I need to cheat so I can get all the wins. But, you know, a thing is, like I say, you know, you have to discipline kids because this is why we are in the society we are now. But then again, it's crazy because, like I think Bro Lee had mentioned earlier, is now anything you do is considered abuse. If you tell a kid no, it's abuse. If you ain't giving a kid everything they want, it's almost like it's abuse. And people are agreeing with this shit. Like I said, I told y'all the other day, I saw a thing talking about never say no to kids or something, never tell your kid no or something like that. Man, fuck them kids. You tell that motherfucker no all the time just cause. I might have it, just want to tell them no. Just because, just for the fuck of it. Kids need to learn how to deal with no. Kids need to learn how to overcome, you know, negative outcomes. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, when you, especially small children, because they think they don't know where shit comes from. They don't know where shit comes from. They think shit just appears out of thin air. Like, you got to teach children how to earn things, you know. You got to teach children how to appreciate things, because other than that, they just say, well, mommy or daddy's going to get it from me, and that's all that matters. And then they expect life to be like that. They expect, you know, life to continue on like that. Oh, I got to wait a couple of seconds before I can challenge. But they expect life to be like that. They expect everything to just be handed to them. And if they've never had to earn, they've never had to put in the work, you know, and again, when they're little kids, you ain't going to put them in a sweatshop or something. Well, maybe you will, who knows? If you start your own brand, you can make them sew your shit. If the fucking little Chinese kids can do it, shit, American kids can too, goddamn. But you're going to make them do chores. You're going to make them do whatever it is. Keep the kids away from horse nuts. That's a whole different situation. I don't know what they do in Germany, but that's not how we operate in America. Not in this area of Texas, at least. But yeah, you know, and you know, and I understand mothers, and like I talk about like my situation, and I understand how my mom was, but I still worked for shit. But there were some times, you know, I might have did the negative outcome to get what I wanted, but my mom was a little lenient on me. My pops wasn't. He wasn't having that shit. But like I say, they split when I was about 11. So I still had a lot of that early on discipline. And you know, as I got a little bit older, but I was always like willing to work hard for my thing. Because like I said, any job I've ever done, almost going to be the hardest work. I look at everything as a competition, even if it was manual labor or whatever. Even though I'm not getting paid anymore, I'm always going to do the best job because I always got better outcomes because of that. And that's why, you know, I would be able to move from bottom of the barrel position in shit a week or two. You know, they offer me a management or a leader position or some type of something. You know, just because I'm always willing to work harder at the job. It's not about anything else other than that. But my mom, she got way lenient on me because, like I said, when I was young, you know, my sister passed away when I was like 13. And so I could tell, you know, as a mother, there's a pain in her heart. She was missing that. So she wanted to do the best for her kids. And, you know, I wasn't a person that really asked for much, but she'd always try to do, you know, this and that. But, and it was cool, but, you know, it's not what you want. You want to be able to do things on your own because the people aren't always going to be there to to do that for you. You don't ever want to get comfortable with someone doing things for you, because there's never a guarantee that they're always going to be there. So, discipline in the law, and that's why I say this only saying that maybe I wish I would have had a little bit more discipline as I was older. And I'm saying that I wasn't bad, but there's some things that I definitely look back on like, man, if I wasn't so late, because I was definitely like, when it came to school, I didn't give a fucking shit. I was late every fucking day. And if it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for me smashing the attendance lady's daughter, boy, I probably wouldn't. Not that I wouldn't have graduated, but I probably wouldn't have graduated on time. So there's that whole thing, you know. Thank God for the D. But you know, and she loved me for some reason. Like maybe Mama wanted me. I don't know. Who knows? But my thing is, ultimately, you know, you just got to have more discipline in life. You want to have better outcomes in life, because you don't want to have it in just certain areas of life. Okay, well, hey, you know, I'm good here, but then, you know, like I got terrible eating habits, or, you know, I'm a focused and hard worker and I'm diligent in this area, but I'm not taking care of my health because I'm not disciplined in this aspect, or I'm not disciplined in my studies, but I'm disciplined in my workouts, or whatever it may be. You know, there's some people who are disciplined in certain segments of their life as opposed to all the way around. And so that's why I think you have to structure kids to get it all together. Man, look, I was trying to graduate, nigga. I had college offers. What is you talking about, man? But it wasn't even like that. I didn't even know she was the attendance lady's daughter at first. It was here's the deal. I'll save that for, and I got to start writing down when I said what I'm going to tell y'all. I'm going to tell y'all a mixer story. So I'll say that for the mixer tonight, and I'll talk to y'all about the attendance lady's daughter. I told y'all a bunch of stories. I think I told one, but I forgot a couple of them. The attendance lady's daughter, where is she today? Mrs. Officer. That's where she is today. I don't know. She might still be a cop. I don't know. She was at one point in time. I smashed her again when she was a cop, though. That's a whole nother story. Y'all don't even know nothing about that. That was when I was a bad honcho. I'm a good guy now. But again, you know, my thing is this, man. But that's why I say I got some stories. I'll tell y'all some stories about that. And nah, because I've decided if I should say it or not. But yeah, it is what it is. Fuck it. I'll deal with it. Y'all go. We'll tell that fucking story. I'll tell the rest of that story in the motherfucking dead. I mean, in the mixer. But so my thing is this. Discipline, man. You got to have goals. You got to have focus. You got to have structure in your life. You have to want better. And I think it makes it easier to achieve goals. And the thing is, you know, I talk a lot about, what's the dude's name? And I think he's a special specimen. And I'm a person, like I don't like to put something on somebody else, say that I can't do it. So I don't want to give too much props and too much praise, because I'm gonna do the same thing one day. I'm gonna go ahead and lose all this fucking weight in March. I'm gonna start running more, and I'm going to pick up by the end of this year. I will be able to do some distance running. That's the long-term goal. What's up, Charlene? Fantastic. And that's a good point, man. A very interesting point. I'm glad you brought that up about the military and the discipline that teaches. And I think that, see, the way I was raised, because I'll tell you, I was raised Jehovah's Witness, so we didn't do the whole, you know, military thing was a no-go, and participating in, you know, patriotic and nationalistic things, you know, is a no-go. So that was never like an option or something I ever considered. And, you know, I had the college scholarship, so it wasn't a thing I ever thought about. But I had some partners who left college and actually went to the military and said it was a pretty good deal. But my thing is, you know, I look at it and I say, man, that we do, because I think we are very unstructured. We talked about the hood the other day being dysfunctional. We come from we talk about dysfunctional nature of the hood, and I think that the military gives you structure, it gives you function, it gives you discipline, gets you physically fit, gets you mentally prepared. I forgot who was it. One of my homeboys was a Marine, I believe, and he's talking about how they break you down and build you back up. Because a lot of us are of this entitled mentality that we deserve, that we should have, that we need to have all this other stuff. My history of my size, I should bike or lift. Fuck that bike. I ain't looking like no damn, what's his name? Lance Armstrong. Honcho Armstrong. Taking all the biker steroids. How the fuck bikers be taking steroids and be looking skinny as fucking weird and shit? But my thing is, ultimately, the discipline and the structure and the wherewithal to stay focused on the task, to understand how to structure your planning. I think that's some of the benefits that the military would give you. Again, I don't know firsthand because I don't, I've never been in the military, but I just certain things that I've noticed. Okay. Sounds about right. But, again, like I say, discipline is necessary for a better life. Ultimately, if you want to achieve goals, and again, like I say, it doesn't have to be military. If you have a goal in mind and something that you've never achieved, you're not going to get it doing the same shit you've always done, especially if you're undisciplined. You're going to have to structure out a plan. You're going to have to make certain sacrifices to be able to move in a different direction, be able to do things differently in any asset. In any aspect. If it's being more physically fit. Okay, if I've been living sloppy all my life, then I have to structure a plan. I have to be consistent. I have to have the discipline to tell myself go when I want to say no. If it's about learning something, if I've never been a reader or a good student, then I have to be able to buckle down and stay focused. Discipline, just to do the necessary small things. But once you get that, I think discipline is more powerful than motivation. I watch a lot of motivational stuff, and this is coming from a person who likes a lot of, because motivation is something like, it's almost like food. You got to get it all the time to continue to be able to use it. But once you develop discipline, I think it becomes a part of you. Once you get consistent, you have to have done it for a while, like building a habit. But because then you're consistent. It's not the peaks and the valleys, excuse me, like motivation. You know what I'm saying? But again, like I say, it comes down to staying structured. And ultimately, that's what's most important. Motivation, it'll give you a boost and you'll do some stuff for a while, but then you kind of run out of gas and you need to do it. Discipline is what it's sustainable, because again, I'm taking these certain things out of my life. I'm taking these distractions out of my life. This is what I'm going to focus on. This is what I need to do. You almost have it, I won't call it mission based, but you know what it is that you have to do, and you go in that direction and you attack it and you get it done and you move on to the next thing. And, it's getting structured. So I think that discipline shouldn't be viewed as a bad word. I know some people think about discipline and think about all the things that they would miss out on that they enjoy. Let's see. I've been trying to sneak you, boy. I'm trying to fight you, boy, and all. I'm just trying to, create world peace. Y'all over here fighting me and shit. Man, tailor-made. Matter of fact, I was just speaking on you slightly for just a second, because I was talking about the college route and then the military route. Like I say, if I ain't too much, I ain't getting too much in your business and all that. Do you feel like the military provided better discipline and structure in your situation? Because we were just talking about how it gets you there. Who am I? Balin. Everybody trying to run up on me, man. I'm just trying to mind my business. So the Institute for Family Studies said about 2.5 million black men in the middle or upper class. Most of these men went to the military. Okay. Wow. So I whoop Balin ass. I've been taking all them losses, but I whoop Balin. Can discipline go too far? I used to play 9 holes of golf every morning, go running. If I didn't meet my goal, I would skip meals to feel pain and punish myself. Now that's a good point, because I did want to get to if that could go too far, because I think that I don't know personally, but if you want to punish yourself. But did you feel rewarded, or I don't know if there's a reward for it, but did you feel justified in your punishment? And I remember my coach used to always say, if you want to walk, play golf. So how you running and playing golf? Goddamn, you on So okay, so that's the thing. So if you feel like there was merit in you punishing yourself for not achieving a goal, and it didn't cause any real health problems in the long term, then is it overall a plus? Is it a benefit? You say if you made a good score of golf, you eat breakfast in the club. Interesting. But I want to go back to the thing what Shaolin just said. They're saying that that 2.5 million black men in the middle upper class, most went to the military. Because we were talking about that, like say, the dysfunction in the hood, and I think the military can give you that structure, that organization, that respect for authority. And again, look, I'm not saying being a bootlicker or anything like that, but I think it helps you give that structure of authority. You learn to respect. I think because what we have, and especially in the black community as a whole, we don't give a fuck about nobody. Like even like people who went out and earned it, we're quicker to talk about a motherfucker who's done something. I motherfucker ain't shit or this, that. We're quicker to undermine the efforts or the contribution to society that someone has done, and maybe having done nothing on our own or our own merits. And they ain't better than me or this ain't that. Like I'm a person that I give props where it's due. Even if I don't like a person, I'll talk about how much I respect, what they do or what they've done. And I try not to undermine the efforts and things that they've made to get where they're at. A lot of people, come with that, the only reason they did it, and they try to minimize those things. And I think part of that comes with, again, a lack of respect, a lack of structure. Say, but after playing football for so long, being used to dumb punishment I knew as part of the process, all that bullshit happened in boot camp only. Okay, so they really gave you the business in boot camp, and then kind of once you get out of that situation, it's not so bad. Because see, here's my thing though. Again, like I said, I've known people who've gone to the military, and they were kind of well-to-do and used to kind of get in their way, and they didn't last too long, and they went on to do better for themselves, but they got real out there. Kenneth, you ain't never done shit. Shut your ass up, Kenneth. So you have a black man serving in the military. And I think too with that also is that I think that more black people should have experience with firearms and firearm training, and the discipline with that, because it kills me to see niggas when they fucking. I'm telling you, like, I guess the older I get, maybe the more I get away from that shit, or maybe it's just this new generation is stupid. But I hate to see pictures of motherfuckers posing with fucking guns and those stupid ass positions. I hate fucking seeing rap videos with that shit nowadays. Like, cool, you got your little heat, you got your little arsenal, whatever it is. What's the point of flashing it off and doing stupid shit with it? You know what I mean? Like, what's the deal, Baker man? What's the motherfucking deal? And then again, like I say, but you always hear motherfuckers, you hear all these motherfuckers, I got this, that, and the third. But shit, niggas can't hit shit for shit. Yeah, you got a bunch of weaponry, but your aim is terrible. You can't shoot for shit. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I think people need more structure, more discipline. Here's the deal, though. I didn't realize I ain't been talking that long. Let me get everything in order, and I'll open up the Denline. Cause I want y'all to call in. I want y'all to, talk about your experiences. Some of the gentlemen that have been to the military, man, I'd like to hear y'all's thoughts on the positives, the positive aspects of. That's what my chair be squeaking. My ass got too fat. I'm gonna have to take some of that. Man, you ain't lying. Like I'm gonna have to go get me some of that T360 training. Like once I get a little bit of this weight off me, I gotta get these knees back right. This shit don't make no sense. I'm not saying I'm young, but I'm too young for these knees to be that bad. But it's all this weight I'm fucking carrying, and not getting enough done with the lower half to justify it. That's the only thing, because like the little gym I go to, it ain't really got enough leg equipment for me to fucking get it right. Shit, look, I ain't got the juice right now. I got the purple drink. I want that purple stuff in the back of the fridge. I ain't got the juice right now. But here's the deal, man. And some of you youngsters, man, some of you youngsters, I've been telling y'all, I know some of y'all play football or y'all in the sports. It ain't even got to just be football. Y'all really need to holler at my dude, man, because he going to get y'all right. If y'all really serious about doing something, you, Kenneth, really serious about doing something with your athletic career, you need to holler at my dude. He going to get you right. I vouch on that. That's 100 right there. Let me put this bitch up real quick just to make sure everything is copacetic. And then we'll open up the line. T360 right there, Tailor Made 360 Elite Training. Man, trust me, y'all, that's who you need to holler at. If you want to get in shape, it ain't like I said, it ain't got to just be for sport. But if you want to get in shape, increase your athleticism, he gonna get you right. No bullshit. He gonna get you right. He right there in the chat. And I'll tag you I'll get him when we get done. I'll tag you on the Instagram, so his page, so you can see his work for yourself. I'm telling you, he gonna get you right. You know what I'm talking about? So, say take steroids for just 2 weeks, wait to fly off. No, I can't do that. I'm fond of my testicles. I'm very fond of my testicles. So I'm cool on that one. Or I'd be like the fucking, what is that shit that they always preaching on fucking 610, the low T clinic. You know, like, get your weight off, get you right. What are your T numbers? I'm cool on all that shit. I'm gonna put the work in, and I get it naturally. And that's my deal. Like, shit. What shit, from even that weight the other day, like, I haven't even been really going diligently. I'm already knocked off by, 6 pounds. So I ain't even tripping. Like I'm telling you, I'm not tripping. Not on that. March, like I say, come March, I'll be in the 230 range. Like, no questions asked. Anything less would be uncivilized. All right, cool. Let me drop the number on here. And so, like I said, I want to know how y'all feel. Discipline situations where discipline has benefited you. I want to know, maybe a situation where you could use more discipline, or maybe a situation where you've seen discipline be of a benefit. And again, we can talk about, child discipline too. And maybe some experiences that you guys have had younger with disciplinary action. Oh, goddamn. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Honcho, this Ernest, man.
Ernest, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What you want to drop on the den tonight?
Well, all right. You had asked a couple nights ago, man, if we had any suggestions on something that can enhance the den, right?
Yeah.
See on the sauce, and you say, yeah, man, we be talking about life in the den.
Yeah.
And I know, like, on your intro, you be having like this little beat, you know what I'm saying, that you kind of use for both of them. And all right, so I don't know if you ever heard that song by K Reno. It's called "Welcome to Life." You know what I'm saying? And I just thought that it might be good for an intro to the den, because it's real, bro. That's what we talk about up here. Just life, what's going on. So anyway, that is something I thought about when you said that earlier.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out. I don't think I heard this song, but I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, it's pretty solid, man. And all right. So on the aspect of discipline, man, discipline is crucial, man, because this, like, when you don't have discipline, self-discipline, bro, like, things can go real bad for you. Whether you might say something you don't mean to say, you definitely might do something you don't mean to do, and then you stuck with regrets. Like, man, I wish this. But if you had discipline, like, you could avoid a lot of unnecessary drama, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now, on the aspect of your kids, man, like, it's definitely a difference between discipline and abuse. I don't think nobody would debate that. But discipline is important when it comes to your kids, and I agree with you. There's different forms of discipline. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I have a logic, bro, and I tell my kids, the day you can go out in society, rob somebody, whatever, and the criminal justice system won't do nothing to you, is the day that I won't discipline you when you break the rules of the house.
Yeah.
So, in other words, what I'm telling them, look here, that ain't gonna never happen.
Yeah.
So as long as you living under my roof, you're gonna follow my rules. Simple as that. And as they get older, I'm gonna have to hit them with the line my mama hit me with. You don't want to live by my rules, you can get out. It's your choice. But the purpose of rules, bruh, it goes back to discipline, bro. That's what it's about, you know, because it's rules in society, it's do's and don'ts. And a lot of some kids probably come from homes, they can just do whatever they want to do, bro. It ain't like, it just like, some people might think what I'm about to say is crazy, bro. But to me, it go back to the discipline. Like, my kids can't just walk in the ice box and eat what they want to eat. Now, you need to ask for what you want. You know what I'm saying? And because, again, bro, my thought process, you ain't pay for nothing up in here, man. And if you just let them eat up everything, bro, then guess what? You just going to be going out trying to buy stuff constantly, when all you got to do is create order and discipline. Teach them how to control their appetite. That you don't have to eat up everything just because it's there. Just because you feel like you're hungry. Oh, well, I'm gonna go grab a gallon of milk. No, you're not. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It ain't. Hey, bro, it's not happening. So the point I'm making, I think it's a good topic you're talking on, because that really hit home with me, and that's one of I have my things I struggle with, bro. Like with me, bro. Like, I done tried veganism, and I done tried it's another little diet, man. I was on macros. I don't know if you heard of that.
I think I heard it, but I didn't look into it.
It's a cool little diet, though, man. I like the macro diet, but I noticed where I mess up, bro, is consistency, bro. I start out, bro, I do good, and then in the long haul, I stumble. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? I got to hit that reset button. See, because it's something I learned in life, bro. You don't never lose until you give up. You feel me?
Yeah.
When like we all gonna stumble. We all gonna have setbacks. But as long as you keep fighting the fight, then hey, game ain't over. So that's my thought process. And but again, on the aspect of discipline, bro, we all need it. Well, you know, those of us who say we don't, I think they in denial, man. We all need discipline. To what extent, I guess that can be up for debate. But you can't never. Nah, I want to touch on the military real quick. My son, bro, he going to the Marine Corps, man. One of them. Okay. And I know something about. I know a little something about the military. My brother, he did 3 tours in Iraq, and the thing about it is this, bro. Like, the military ain't for everybody, man. And one of the things that I think the military could do better, this is off subject, they need to get them a pay raise, man. They've been getting paid, bro. I mean, they pay scale have not went up much at all in what, I don't know, years, bro. So anyway, but at the end of the day, the main reason I support him is because of the topic tonight, discipline, bro. Like, I tell them, if you think I'm tough on you, boy, wait till that drill sergeant get in your face. Hey, that's a whole nother animal, man. Yeah. Real talk, you know. So, but I think, Honcho, at that age, even though I've given them structure, I've given them discipline, I've given them love, I've given them guidance, even though I've given them those things, but in my opinion, between 17 and I say 20, between boyhood and manhood, you know what I'm saying, at that age, I think it's good for them to be in an environment like that, and more importantly, for them to see the world and understand it's more than life than this neighborhood, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you can expand and be like, oh man, I've been a career, oh man, I've been over here. Well, you know what? Now maybe you can start to have some type of a world view and understand it's more than life than this neighborhood. But anyway, that's what I got tonight, Honcho. Appreciate it, man.
Already, Ernest, man. As always, another great call, man. I appreciate that.
All right.
Man, I had a bunch of very, very, very good points. Let me finish out that down. And I agree, man. Okay, I've got another call coming in. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
What's up, brother? Shaolin Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic. Man, how you doing this evening, man? What you want to drop in the den tonight?
Man, look, first of all, I would like to say, thanks for taking my call. And I know y'all brothers think I hate the Texans. I actually picked the Texans to win this weekend. I do believe they are the better team. Okay. That's a whole nother subject. I picked the Texans, and I actually, I hate to say this, I picked the Cowboys, but that's a whole nother subject. We're going there. I mean, we talking about strictly money. I'm looking at the makeup of the teams. All right, okay. But I don't hate the Texans. I do hate the Cowboys. When I look at that, I just say, hey, I think the Cowboys gonna win that game. But as for your subject tonight, brother, the last caller, I agree with him. He hit the nail on the head. I'm just gonna just dust up a couple of points that he made about discipline, and I think that, and he's right. The military is not for everybody. It's just not, But I do think that discipline is what's needed, especially for brothers, for black men. Black men, we need black people. We just need a lot of discipline in our lives to change the direction that we're headed in. Unfortunately, we're not getting much of it, and a lot of, and I don't know about you, but in my family, a lot of people in my family, they look down on the military, and I believe that is a grave mistake. But you don't need the military to instill discipline in you. A good father figure can bring you much discipline, can instill discipline in you just as well, or just enough. Okay. What do you think about that, brother?
Man, I agree with that, man. I agree with it 100%, because I was thinking about something. I was actually talking to the hairdresser about it. We got into a conversation. She was talking about her son about something. And I said there's something that I think about often, especially when it comes to, the black youth, is that almost every other culture has a rite of passage. And we don't have that type of situation. It's just, especially with a lot of the single mothers and the things like that going on. So there's not that experience that you go through that says, okay, hey, I was a boy now, but now I've become a man and I need to, behave like a man. We don't have those kind of situations. I mean, most of the time that you do hear, if it's not a military situation, you hear it from a player who might have had a particular, like you said, a father figure, like a coach or something in their lives that helped them, realize some things and help them say, hey, man, this is what you're going to need to do to get to the next level. This is what you're going to need to do to step it up, So I was telling her about that, because she was talking about, him playing sports or maybe going to a boarding school or something like that, just different things to be discussed. And, and I thought about that, man, a long time ago. And I said that would be something in the future, once I get some things ironed out, that I would like to try to create, man, a situation for young men to kind of have some type of rite of passage. You know what I mean? It's to say, hey, these are things that you need to know, have, and develop in your life to go from boyhood to manhood, to have certain discipline, to have certain structure and things like that. So I definitely agree with what you're saying, that a good mentor, a good father figure, or like I say, the military. And like I say, because I had a view, like you said, about, the military, but like I said, like mine originated from religion. But as I look back on it now, and, having talked to people who've been in the military, I have a much different view for it. So I definitely agree with what you're saying.
Now, I want to say this, about the mentor part, because, personally, that's a whole other subject. We'll talk about, I'll talk to you about mentors another time. We talk about that, because I have a totally different view when it comes to, mentoring and things like that. Okay. Basically, my thing is, choose a good father, and you don't have to worry about mentors in the black community. That's my subject, but I can get into that, and that's a whole nother that's a whole nother thing. But what I am saying is, since that we're in the position that we're in now, I think that the majority of black men need to go to the military. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people don't agree with that assessment, but we're in dire straits right now. And, you know, a lot of the young black men that are coming of age probably going to have to go right off the graduation stage into the military. I mean, this is all there is to it, because a lot of them are raised by a single mother. And I'm sorry, single motherhood, we already got the results are in. It didn't work. Single motherhood didn't work. I'm sorry, it just didn't. And need that, and we may have to use the military to bridge the gap. I mean, that may be the solution. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know that's hard to hear. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. I know that's, out of whack for a lot of people. But, I say that dire situations call for dire solutions. That's the way it is.
Okay. I agree with that, man. If it's you're going to have some extreme measures to get out of an extreme situation. I definitely agree with you on that, man. Definitely.
Yeah. And I mean, you don't really want to know what my real extreme, because me and my brother talks about this all the time. You don't really want to know what my real extreme solutions are. But that's as extreme as I'm going to go. You know what I'm saying? Right now, today. Okay.
Yeah, we might have to chop it, but we might have to chop it up on that one day, man. It might be off stream or something, but I definitely.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. I'm down in Houston all the time. As a matter of fact, I have a friend girl down there. I'm down there probably twice a month. Mm-hmm. If I ever run into you, I may, see your Papados and shit like that. Yeah. I may tell you then, but on your program, it ain't gonna work.
Yeah, no. I understand. I got you, man.
Like I'm like, hey man, what's up, man? Shout out to hey man, look, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna tell you on that show, because I can't tell you right now. No, I can't tell you right now, but I tell you while I'm here face to face with you. I could do that then. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I can whisper it in your ear. Yeah. But yeah. It's what me and my brother talks about all the time is very drastic. Okay. I tell you what, I give you a hint.
Okay.
It's a book that me and my brother read. It's called I read it was a very long time ago, and I hate to say this, but it's called I don't know if I should say this. You know what? I'm gonna back away from this.
Yeah. If you want to hold off on it,
back away from this. I'll email it to you.
Okay. That'll work. That'll work. I got you, man. Trust me. I understand.
Yeah, I'll email it to you, because I don't really want. I really don't want to do that, because I want your show to, because brother, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna say this too. I want your show to grow, because when I look at your show as, to me, your show is like the nightcap of like all the discussions of of the day, and your show could be the nightcap. And I really want that to succeed. That's why I asked for your PayPal, because I want to donate, and I know some people, and I'm gonna try to send some people your way so we can get more people listening to your show. Because personally, I think that you're tapping into a side of the market that nobody wants. But it can grow. And you remember the Quiet Storm? You remember the the night shows at night? You remember Jerry Springer used to come on like at Jerry Springer first started. It started at like midnight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And before it got into mainstream. And that's the way I kind of look at your show. I look at your show as like, the den. It's like the wrap up of the night. And it moves into the mainstream because it gets popular, because more people come into it. That's the way I look at it, and I look at it. That's why I'm so attracted to your show, because it's ground floor. If you notice, I talk more. I come in more on this than I do on your other shows, because it interests me. That's just the way it is. Interesting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Well,
but I don't want to hold your show, brother. I just wanted to call you and touch bases with you, and let you know how I felt about the conversation tonight.
Okay, man. Hey, Charlene, I appreciate it. Either way, if it's from the den to the sauce, whatever it is, I always value your opinions, and I appreciate you calling in, man.
Okay, the name of that book. I'm just gonna drop the name of the book.
Okay.
I hate to do this, but I'm gonna drop the name of the book. This is gonna be hard now. It's gonna be hard.
Okay.
It's called Racial Hygiene. I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there.
Okay.
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 Racial hygiene. Look it up. You know me. I'm gonna drop a book or two on you.
Yeah.
You know that.
I got you. I'm finna check it out immediately after the stream.
It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's some harsh shit that I believe that we're gonna have to face within the next 20 years. But yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna drop that title. Check it out.
All right. That's a bet. I definitely will, man. I appreciate the call, Shaolin.
All right, bye.
Already. Let me check that out. Trust me, look, I got I got a couple of interesting books in my collection. Like I say, sometimes I post what I'm reading on the IG, but I can't post everything. Can't post everything. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Hey, what's up, Honcho? Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How we doing this? Is it D-Love?
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, look.
No.
I'm calling because I wasn't really planning on calling in tonight. I was just gonna stop by, but I mean, you always got some interesting topics to talk about. I'm calling because I'm currently in the military, as most of you already know, and I'm just gonna get like my perspective and like my opinion on, whether or not the military should be used as like a form of discipline. But I'm gonna just go ahead and say it, at least from my perspective, that the military is probably, for me, it's not really as advertised on TV. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, it's a lot of diversity because this is the American Army. So I never experienced any, discrimination based on race or anything. It is that, one team, one fight thing. So I will give it that. But as far as discipline, the only discipline that I really can agree on is like basic training, is like the first stage of in the Army. And then, I was actually airborne, so that was good too. But it's like, I went into the military immediately after high school. So I graduated and went to the military a couple months later. And as of now, it's kind of like the same thing. It's a lot of drama around station, you know what I mean? Yeah. And the kind of drama that you would think that people would have outgrown, right? See, I don't like to gossip, so I mean, of course, I'm not gonna say no names and stuff like that. But I'm not saying there's some areas in the military to where I don't really see much of a difference between the high school and the military and stuff like that. And here's the story I wanted to tell. I want to spill some sauce on. Back when I was in Kuwait, right? I was deployed, and Thanksgiving meal. Right now, I wasn't allowed to cook because there were contractors there, and it was their job to cook. It was a Thanksgiving meal, and I'm in the Army, so there's like different branches, and it's a special meal. So we had like the higher officers, like the generals, they serve. So I'm one of the 10 people who serve, and a first sergeant that's like a really high rank, and military, like somebody who did maybe around 18, 20 years, getting ready to retire, like a really high rank. A first sergeant in the Marine Corps. He comes up and he tells me, because he noticed that I was overseeing. So he told me that he sneezed in the food. And then he asked me, is that bad? I'm like, yeah. So him being the first sergeant, I thought he was playing around. I didn't really take that serious, but he walked away with a serious face. So I said that to say, I mean, the military, I guess it's all right. I mean, you get discounts and stuff like that, but it may not be the perfect answer, the perfect solution for discipline. So, I mean, whoever got children going into the military, I mean, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut this short because I know there's other people that want to call in. But, yeah, I just wanted to give my experience. And that is my call.
All right, man. D-Love, I appreciate the call, man. I appreciate you providing us some perspective, man. Interesting. Now I've heard some things. And we'll discuss that here in just a second. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in on the Denline this evening?
What it smell like, Honcho? This is Dr. Rabbit.
All right, Dr. Rabbit, how are you doing this evening? What would you like to drop in the den tonight? All right.
Well, it's fucking Friday, and I just called in to say fuck them kids.
Already. Well,
fuck them kids, man.
Yeah, fuck them kids, goddammit.
They need discipline, goddammit.
Oh man. Well, I'm glad to hear you this evening sounding to be in better spirits or higher spirits. Sometimes you sound down, so it's good to hear you in a good mood, Dr. Rabbit. It must be the PhD.
Pink Marcons.
Nah, that's enough of you, goddamn. Good night, Dr. Rabbit. But man, I've heard some things, and I've heard some people say this, and I've seen people, from an older generation of military members to now, and saying that the military has gotten a little washed out. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in the den this evening?
This is Jay Dizzle.
Jay motherfucking Professor Dizzle. What would you like to drop in the den this evening?
Oh, I'm going to have to disagree with Shaolin and the dude before him.
Okay.
What I don't understand is, how can you niggas have it in your right goddamn mind that black folk need to be in the military? I'm like, niggas, is you crazy? Seriously. What we need more than anything is education. And I don't mean education by, like, the school. I mean knowledge, like knowledge that you could fucking use in life. We ain't going nowhere because we don't know shit. Niggas in the hood, all they know is the hood. They ain't never been taught nothing else. That's the problem. Not that they didn't have the opportunity, but the schoolhouse got a book full of fucking lies. You know it, and I know it. You think the military gonna tell these niggas the truth? Fuck no. They ain't telling nobody the truth. They don't even tell us the truth. You got to do this in the military. Now I'm telling you, don't believe what you see about the military on TV.
Okay.
What else you need to know? Yeah, we need father figures, but more than anything, we need people to tell these kids the truth of what they really need. The school does not prepare you for life. The school prepares you for a fucking job. That's what it prepares you for. It educates you to get a job. Your family and loved ones are supposed to be the people that prepares you for life. That's the way it's supposed to work. The school don't even teach you shit about credit. And that's some shit that you really need to fucking know. Does the military teach you anything about credit? How percentages work? Hell no, they don't teach you none of that shit. Unless you have to go out there and go get that knowledge. But you don't know to go get it if you don't know you need it in the first place.
Okay.
That's what you need. And I understand what the one dude meant about, yeah, we need to pay the military people more. How about we pay the teachers more? How about we get better teachers up in these schools to teach these kids better so we have better teachers coming out? It's all about education. And you could, college, all that shit, that's fine. But just somebody to tell these kids the goddamn truth and to be able to show them how shit works. Give them a good example. Good role models and shit. That's all you need. The truth and some role models. Not these fucking book of lies, and don't let these other motherfuckers get you in this fucking shit to brainwash your ass. That's the last thing you need. We already got enough brainwashing going on in the neighborhood. We need some fucking truth, man. Stop lying to these kids. Fucking Santa Claus and all that shit. That motherfucker don't exist. But yet you feeding all into that bullshit. And don't get me started on the religion shit. I mean, seriously, we were slaves. White people showed us they Jesus, and now we supposed to believe that? You really think that they had something that was going to help you at that point in time? They didn't give a fuck about us. They wanted you to convert so you could be like them, so you could be more submissive. Fuck out of here with that shit. It's all about truth, man. Fuck all these lies, all this extracurricular shit. No. Tell these goddamn kids the truth. Tell them what life is about, how shit actually works, not how you want it to work or a figment of your imagination or the way that it could work if everything rolled out right. No, just tell them the pure, unadulterated truth. and let them try to figure it out as they go along. Let them learn, but they still got to make mistakes just like the rest of us, just like you did. But your best bet is to try to help them not make the same mistakes you did, so it won't just be compounded on the same bullshit over and over and over again. We don't need that. That's all I got.
All right, appreciate the call, Professor Dizzle.
Military, fuck out of here with that shit.
Oh man, okay. So we have a disagreement with the military, and he says that we need more people in to teach them the truth and let them make decisions for that. And I find that interesting, man, because like I say, I know a lot of Christian folks, and if you tell them certain things, again, when we talk about the cognitive dissonance, you know what I mean? They definitely go AWOL when the conversation happens. You know, they start tuning you out with the la 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 la. You know, they don't want to hear you. You know, so that's an interesting situation. Okay, we got another call coming in. What's the motherfucking deal? We got called into the den this evening.
Brother Shaolin, fantastic.
Already, Brother Shaolin, what do you have a retort to the last call?
Yes, I do, and I love that brother. You know, he always, you know, we had a discussion before, and it's just a discussion, you know. But I do this. Now, you know what? I do agree with him on religion, Santa Claus, and all that. Yeah, you know, he ain't gonna get no argument from me on that. On religion and Santa Claus and all that old bullshit. You know, right there. Once he gets talking about that, I'm on this side hollering, amen, my brother. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to discipline, when it comes down to certain things about the military, when it comes down to that, you know, I'm reading a book right now, and it's called The Negro Family in America by E. Franklin Frazier. A lot of black people need to study E. Franklin Frazier. Okay? He's a black sociologist.
Okay.
He talks about these things. This is where, now he's going to talk about the military. I'm talking about the military. I was in the military. And what I'm saying is, he says that black people need role models and things like that. Look, man, look. Right now, what we have is a lack of discipline, a lack of role models in the black community because, simply put, the fathers that some of these women chose, they're not the right people. They're not good fathers. Not all. It's not all, but it's too goddamn many. And you know, we have to find a way to bridge the gap out of it. This is the most best option. I would say no, but it may be an option that we may have to use. Some of the solutions that we may have to get out of this muck and mire are not pretty. You know, they're just not. They're not desirable. They're just not. They're not desirable. But it may be a means to an end. Again, I direct you to the Family Studies article where it talks about the 2.5 million black men, and it tells you what those black men did to get in the middle or upper middle class. Now, one of the number one things, military. Number two things, those guys attended church regularly. Again, I'm not the biggest proponent of religion, but I guess that some of those guys had some sort of structure, being in some sort of organized religion. I'm not the biggest religion man. I'm just not. E. Franklin Frazier wrote another book about Christianity in the black community and even black Muslims. You know, I mean, you know, even all that. We have to look. We have to look up on study research on this type of things. You know, we're trying to reinvent the wheel, and we don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's already been done. We just have to do the things that have already been done. There was a black family in America. There was a black family in America where they didn't have kids born out of wedlock, where the kids born out of wedlock was under 15%. We had that after slavery. We had that. We had that after slavery. We have had that. There is a model that we can follow. We just don't want to do it. The problem is we just don't want to do it. It's too easy to just get out here and do whatever we want. That's all it is. Now I don't despise that brother, because a lot of things I do agree with. But the military does instill certain things, and you could even go within the Black Panther Party, where most of those guys were in the military, that they learned a lot of their tactics from. I'm sorry. I'm just a proponent of the military, because that may be one of the few options that we have right now. I'm talking about for brothers, for black folks. But it does instill military. It does. I'm not military. It does instill discipline within us. Now, I may be impartial to it because I was in the military. Yes, I was in the military. But the thing is, we are in dire straits right now. We are in dire straits, and we are American citizens. And one of the things that some of these young people have the right to do is to go into the military, if they can, if they don't have any other options. If they were in a single mother home where the father was not involved, they may have to go to the military. I'm sorry. And this is documented research. Look up the Family Studies article. Look it up. Most of the people all you have to do is follow their model. It's real simple. It's not that hard. It's very simple. It's not even that hard. Stay out of trouble. Don't get arrested. Don't be drunk driving. Don't be fighting. Don't be on drugs. Ain't nobody saying you can't smoke weed or nothing like that. And I dibble and dabble. Hey, I dibble and dabble. I'm saying don't make silly, stupid mistakes like having 5 baby mamas by all over the place. Don't make stupid mistakes like that. Nobody saying you can't make mistakes. You can make mistakes and recover from them. I'm talking about don't make life-altering mistakes. Discipline is a part of that. If you have discipline, you won't make life-altering mistakes. So no, I do disagree with him on that part. I don't disagree with him about the religion and Santa Claus and the gingerbread man and shit like that. I don't disagree with him about that. He is correct about that. I wouldn't even argue with him on that. But yeah, we do need discipline. Discipline is needed, especially for men. We need discipline.
Okay.
And that's all I got to say, Brother Honcho.
All right, man. I appreciate you calling back in, Charlene.
Hello?
I said, I appreciate you calling back in. Let me make sure it's still. I don't know if it went out on me there. But appreciate the call. Can you hear me? It might have went out on me there. Sometimes the line gets tripping a little bit. But if you hear me, I appreciate the call, man. Like I say, and I definitely agree. So what I'm asking here is can you put 2 and 2 together? Can it be a combination of both? Can you give them the truth and then let them have that option and suggest the military? That way they go into the military open-minded. I mean, like I say, I'm just throwing some things out there. But what's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling on the Denline this evening?
It's Edmund.
Edmund, what's the motherfucking deal? What would you like to drop in the den this evening, Edmund?
I wanted to speak on discipline.
Okay.
And so I can't say that I had military experience, but I did enlist in the Marines when I came out of high school. Mm-hmm. And so I went through the process of going to boot camp, but I never went to boot camp. But what I did learn was how tough these sergeants and these military drill instructors are. And while they can be a little bit excessive, I do believe that they can instill discipline in kids that are, mischievous and can't behave. I can't really speak on, if it would be, I don't know if it would be as effective with black children or black kids, but there were, African American police that were enlisted in the Marines. So I would say that, if I would use the military as kind of like a last resort for for those people who have no other option of disciplining their kids. But I think it's an effective way. I think it's kind of like, if nothing else works, then you might as well try the military.
Okay. So you said if no other solution, the military would be the best option.
I wouldn't say it's the best option, but it would be one of the best for sure, compared to, having to spend thousands of dollars in like a private school or boarding school. But I agree with like Jay Dizzle that, education is the most important thing, because, most of these kids aren't coming out of high school and really aren't knowledgeable. Like, they're not prepared to go outside in the real world and, have to actually provide for themselves, have to start planning for their future. Like, they don't really realize it, because all they want to do is just party or, go out.
Okay. Very interesting. Well, I appreciate the call there, man. We're going to speak on that.
All right, bet.
All right. Yeah, I know folks trying to slide in on the den. I'm trying to get y'all, man. I'm trying to get y'all. What's the motherfucking deal? We got calling on the den this evening.
Hey, it's your boy Josh again, man.
All right, Josh, what you want to drop on the den this evening, man?
All right, in terms of like the discipline thing, I mean, like, it's always good to train a child the way that he should go. And I think like discipline has to be something that you train a child like growing up. Discipline could be in many ways, corporal discipline or taking things away, but discipline is always great because it does one thing well, and it makes people responsible for their own actions. And I know growing up, it doesn't seem that people are responsible for their own actions nowadays. And I know that, like most adults act like children, so you really can't, show your kid the way to go. But discipline is great because it just, again, it just shows people like that you're really responsible for what your actions are, and you, and for everything that you do, there's a good or bad consequence that comes with it. So, yes, that's what I'm gonna say about that, man.
All right, man. I appreciate the call, Josh. Very good point, man.
All right, man.
All righty. Yeah, and I think it is good to teach them at a young age that life has consequences. It's not always going to be, not always going to be peaches and cream, man. All righty. What's the motherfucking deal we got calling into the den this evening?
Hey, what's up, Honcho? This is Ernest again, man.
Ernest, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What you want to drop in the den tonight? Oh, let me see. Hello?
Bro, is appreciating sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? And as I got older, something else that I learned, our history didn't start with slavery. The schools teach you that.
Kind of cutting out down. Hold on, let me see if it's on my end. I ain't catching you. I'm gonna hang up on you. Call back in if you get the chance there. Ernest, it was cut out for some reason. I couldn't quite hear you. Trying to see if it's on my end or not, but I'm not sure what it was. But I wanna make sure I get everything you said. What's the motherfucking deal we got calling into the den this evening?
Hey, what's up, Honcho? I think the call dropped or something.
Yeah. I couldn't hear what you were saying there. So if you don't mind, starting from the beginning, I want to make sure I get everything you were talking about.
All right, bet. All right, so I was just saying, bro, I understand our history, man. And understanding and appreciating the sacrifices that was made. Now, black people have fought in every single war that this country have had. You know what I'm saying? We helped the English get their freedom from the British back in the days. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to figure out why is it. Oh, I keep cutting out for some reason. But I'm not sure what's going on, Ernest. Man, if you get a chance, like I said, but it sounds like it's getting good. But for some reason, the call keep cutting out. So I'm not sure what it is exactly. But every time you start getting going, it start cutting out. I don't know what it is. Hello?
Hey, you can't hear me, bro?
Yeah, like it keeps cutting out. Like you start out, so you were talking about helping fight the get the British, the English, the British their freedom, and then it cut out. Like for some reason, it keep cutting out to where I can't hear nothing you're saying.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try to make it short. So the point I'm getting at, we as black people, we are not monolithic people. You know what I'm saying? So with that realization, as I got older, I realized that black people are successful in many walks of life. Some go through the military, some go to higher learning, academics, others go through entrepreneurship, whatever it may be. So I learned to say, hey man, wherever you find success in life that helps you, hey man, more power to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, at the end of the day, bro, when you come to that level of realization to a degree, you just gotta realize that when black people first went in the military, whether it was during Vietnam, we know what Muhammad Ali said, why he wasn't going to fight against the Viet Cong and all that, doing segregation. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of black people sacrificed and gave their lives to open up doors of opportunity for this generation. Just like the caller who called D Love and say, hey man, I ain't experienced racism. Well, you know why? That's because 4 or 5 generations ago, our ancestors went through it, so he didn't have to experience that racism. And we got to learn to show gratitude to the sacrifices that was made, so the future generation didn't have to endure what they had to endure. You ain't got to agree with it, but we just got to learn to respect the sacrifice, because our people here, bro, like, we built this country on free labor, bro. 400 years of free labor. Never got reparations, and from the looks of it, never gonna get it. But you can't dwell on that. At the end of the day, all you can do is understand it. You know what I'm saying? And say, look, man, I'm gonna try. Look, all I could do is play the hand I'm dealt. You know what I'm saying? And remember, I called the other day. I say the problem with us, bro, to a degree, is that crab in a bucket mentality, bro. Like, you see somebody else doing good, and you kind of wanna knock them, but at the end of the day, hey man, if this how you made your way, you know what I'm saying? Like, I met a dude, bro, and this last thing I'm gonna say, dude was he went to the military when he was 17. Dude was gonna retire from the military. He was a recruiter. Dude was gonna retire from the military by the time he was like 38. Never have to work again in his life. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, hey, I wish I could retire at 38. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying, bro. At the end of the day, appreciate the sacrifices that was made, the doors of opportunity that was open for all of us, bro. And I say to each his own. But that's what I got, Honcho. Appreciate it, man.
Already, man. Appreciate the call, Ernest, man.
All right.
Already. There's always some good stuff, man. Y'all calls been on fire tonight, man. Been a lot of very, very intriguing points, man. So, man, it's a lot to speak on. And here's the thing, man. And I tell y'all, it's not just about me talking to y'all. I get a lot out of these conversations. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in the den this evening?
This is Jay Dizzle again.
Professor Dizzle, what you want to drop in the den, man?
Oh, I want to respond to Shaolin Fantastic again.
All right. Okay, what you got?
And I do agree with the last caller. He was saying whatever way that you can achieve success, no matter what you need to go through to get there, just get there. I can't argue with that at all. I agree with that 1,000%. But I'm just talking about from my point of view.
Okay. Let me make sure that I'm not tripping. You still there? It may be on my end, man, at this. I don't know what's going on. For some reason the calls keep dropping. Denline might be tripping, man. All right. It kind of went out, man. Here's the deal. If you can call back in, Jay, call back in. For some reason, like I said, I don't know why this shit is tripping. Well, y'all done overheated the Denline with all this fire y'all dropped tonight, man. Look, the Denline wasn't ready. All right, hello.
Okay, let's try this again.
Yeah, get cut out on me. Yeah. All right. The last thing I heard was saying whatever way you want to get it. Yeah, I can hear you now. I'm saying whatever way you want to get it, get it, and you saying your point of view. That was the last thing I heard from you.
Okay, and from my point of view, the military basically just teaches you how to follow order. Okay, it doesn't teach you critical thinking, or it doesn't teach you how to think for yourself. Okay, but the other way you could look at it is that it basically teaches you how to follow direction, which is a good skill to learn. So it really just depends on what you're planning on getting out of it. If you're a free thinker, I don't think the military would be a good thing for you, that's what I am. If you're a person who likes structure and stuff like that, I think that would be the best place for you. If you're a person that has lacked structure your whole life, that's another good place for you. But at the same time, there's a risk involved. Okay? You could fucking die over there. So if you're a person who already has a fucked up mentality, basically the military just teaches you how to be a more efficient killer. But we got niggas killing niggas already in the hood. They killing enough. Killing too goddamn much as it is. So the last thing some of the motherfuckers need is to be taught to be more efficient at doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a double-edged sword, the way I look at it. So, you know what I'm saying? You can take it how you want to take it. Some people will see it my way. Some people will see it your way. But in the end, if it helps you win, do that shit.
Okay. All righty, man. Appreciate the call there, man. Appreciate the call. And that's ultimately what it comes down to, man. If it helps you win, you got to do it. And I think Ernest, let's see what we got here. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling the den this evening?
What's up, Honcho? This is me again. This is gonna be my last call.
All right.
For sure. I'm calling because there was some stuff that I forgot to point on.
Okay.
And I want to say, Jay Dizzle, I agree with a lot of stuff you say. Like, honestly, I told you I'm in the military, and as far as the black people in the military, I think the biggest problem in the black community, hands down, is just the divide in the family. And I think it starts with the family. The mother and the father. I mean, there are a lot of cases to understand.
Yeah, it's the Denline is tripping. I don't know what's going on. But that bitch it's just dying out on me. All right, apologize, man. D-Love, if you can hear me, man. Call back. I don't know what the fuck is going on. The Denline is acting retarded. All right, what's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening? All right, brother Charlene, what you got? What you want to drop in the den tonight?
I do agree with what your last caller said about black families. Yeah, you do have to have black families, but right now we don't really have that. So look, I'm not saying that the military is the end all be all. So I do agree with the good professor on that. I'm just saying it could be an avenue, to fixing things, it could be. And that's all I'm saying. But strong black families got black people through Jim Crow. Strong black families got black people through some of the most harshest times in this country's history. It wiped the tears out of the most, Jim Crow hangings, different things that happened. It did. But right now we just don't have that. We just don't have it. And all I'm saying is we may need to turn to certain things that we may not want to turn to. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me. Okay,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think me and the good professor are too far off. I don't think we really too much disagree on this, And I Personally, I would like to have a conversation with him on your channel, but I don't know how you would feel about something like that. But yeah, being in a good profession, don't disagree too much, because I do believe that we want to see things turn around, and I do believe that we think that discipline is the key. Whether it's education, see me, my personal thing is this. He's right. He's right to point out that you do take a risk in joining the military, because you could get killed. But he also said that, hey, no, brothers kill niggas every day in the hood. Just sitting right there in the hood. So which one do you want to do? Take the risk and end up for getting your education paid for, the education which he pushes for, get that paid for, or taking a risk being in the hood, ending up in some sort of nefarious activity where that can get you killed for nothing. I'm gonna take the risk that's going, at the end of the day, that's gonna pay off for me. At the end of the day, when I turn 70 years old, or 80 or 90 or 100 years old, which I do want to be, I'm taking that risk. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, man, look, I'll reach out. I mean, I think that would be a good idea. I'd have no problem with that. If y'all want to have a discussion, I think that would be very interesting. I think that would be pretty engaging too. So
he seemed like a good brother. He seemed like a good brother to have a discussion with. He didn't get emotional on me. I thought he presented. I thought I presented my facts. He presented his facts. I wouldn't mind having a discussion with him. That's what we're supposed to do. Brothers gonna work it out. We can work it out. That's what we could do.
Okay.
And like he said, I agree with him on this. We're not monolithic. We ain't never been monolithic. There's always been W.B. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. But throughout history, we've always had different schools of thought, and that's just the way it goes. And he's right about that. I agree with him on that. And good debate, good discussions lead to fruitful advancements. That's just the way it goes.
Yeah. All right. Man, look, we're gonna make it up. He said he accepted debate anytime. So hey, we're gonna set it up. We're gonna get the we're gonna get everything in order, man. We're gonna make that happen.
Okay, I got your email address, and we get together and we'll discuss the topics of the day. Whatever you want to talk about, whatever he wants to talk about, fine with me. I love having discussions with good brothers, with people that I deem as good brothers. Even if we disagree, that's not a big deal. We'll hash it out. We'll agree to disagree. It's fine with me.
All right. That sounds good, man. That sounds real good. All right. Well, I appreciate you calling in, Charlie.
All right, brother.
Already.
All right, brother.
All right. So here's the deal. Man, we got a real good den going on this evening, but I gotta take care of something quickly. So y'all let me know what y'all want to do. All right. Now we can keep the den going, but I'd have to put y'all on a temporary pause. It might take about 10 minutes to take care of what I need to take care of, or we can call the den a wrap. Y'all let me know how y'all want to approach the situation. One, if y'all want to put it on pause. Two, if y'all want to call it a wrap for the den, and we'll see where we go from that. And so I think I gave you the number, goddamn Dominic. You talk about you. Okay. All right. So this is what we'll do. Okay. We're looking like we're seeing some ones. I see the wrap. I see some ones. Okay. Kenneth, shut your ass up. All right. You don't get no say so. Okay. I seen the one. We want Ferocious. Why you gotta be difficult? Goddamn. Man, just because I ain't done this enough. All right, well, here's the deal, man. Like I said, it'll take, we'll keep it going, man, because like I say, we're having a real intriguing debate, man. I like what's going on. We're having some real good conversation. Give me about 10 minutes. I'm gonna put it on pause. Y'all can listen to the layup music, and y'all just to be time with Kenneth just because he's just, he just be that bullshit. Just want to be against the grain for no reason. But let me go take care of this real quick. And like I said, I'll be right back. And then we'll keep the conversation going, man. We'll keep it going for a little while longer. So I'm gonna put y'all on. I'm gonna put y'all on the look in the layup line. I'm gonna say that ain't don't mean nothing to me, man. Hey, you the one that go back and yeah, you gonna be timed out, kid. So here I'm gonna pause it up for a second. Yeah, you should be able to go back and scroll while it's still going, and then all it'll do is when you think about there's like a little live button. If you hit live, it'll take you back, to catch up. So if you want to catch, some of the previous conversation. So like I said, I'm gonna pause y'all for about, like I said, it shouldn't be more than 10 minutes. But if it is, I won't be too much longer than that. So I appreciate y'all. Give me a few minutos. And fuck Kenneth, he'll be on that bullshit.
Perfect. Perfect.
I appreciate y'all for sorry for all that extra noise, for staying tuned. I had to just take care of that real quick. I just got back in. I seen Kenneth with that bullshit. I was gonna time his ass myself, but fuck it. He beat me to it. Dominic, I worry about you. Dominic got some issues. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I don't know what else is going on with that either. But so again, talking about discipline, like I said, we've had some real interesting points, and I'm glad we kept it jumping, because it's like I said, a lot of things that I wanted to speak on, because like I said, we've had views from different sides. I can only imagine what y'all been talking about here in the in the chat. No telling with this crew. But again, I think that there's good arguments from both sides. I think that there are good points from both sides that you have to appreciate. And I think it's really interesting because we have, current military, former military, and then you have kind of outside opinion on it. And And I think it's just interesting, and again, the fact that we talked about, and then, like I say, the parents of a future military in earnest. So I think it's very interesting, all the perspectives that have been brought forth tonight and the different angles. And I can understand, I think you're talking about when Jay Dizzle mentioned about the risk that's involved, going into the military, that you get killed. But I forgot, I saw something about the percentages a while back, how much less it is now as compared to, at certain points in history now, so much more technology is being utilized, and things of that nature. Now, excuse me. Then it was something D Love had mentioned, and he was just talking about the behavior in the military. And I want to say that I've heard a lot of people, I think because another call was coming in before I could address that point, was that I've heard a lot of people say that, now it's much softer than it was when, in previous eras, that, that the military has gotten much softer. They can't do this, that they don't yell at you as much, or, certain things that people have said. But then again, it's always like that when you have the current generation or the previous generation. Well, it was way tougher back in my day. You always have that conversation. And so you have people who say that was the case, or let's see. Again, like I say, it's it can be all that bullshit sometimes. You got to get timed out. So my thing is, say the biggest thing, problem back in his division of the family. And then we mentioned that, and then we talked about, like I said, I agree with Shaolin and what he's talking about, that we need stronger families, and maybe that military going through some of those tough situations help us, or will help, deal with tough situations that occur. Maybe, sometimes you can talk about PTSD. I think there's a lot of underlying factors that you can talk about. So a lot of people come back and they have certain issues, but that'd be a problem. But then you talk about a lot of people growing up in black communities and having their own form of PTSD just from living in the black community. Yeah, get out the way. But I think that, again, it's determined, like kind of how Jay Dizzle said, you got people who are free thinkers, you got people who need more order and direction. And it's funny because, you can get order and direction from other places too. You can get that order and direction from the military, or you can get that order and direction from the penitentiary, and they're gonna find a way one day, one way or another. You're gonna get some order and direction, or you're gonna clock out. You know what I'm saying? So they get a dog house for 2. Oh, damn that. I'm trying to catch up on some of the old shit so I can, what y'all talking about, make sure I ain't missing too much. Damn, that's awful. Can't even go hit the McDonald's dollar menu with a pound. So again, like I say, it's the perspective. And again, I know Shaolin said, maybe he's a little biased because, he went through it. But again, so obviously there has to be some benefits for those who have seen it. But talking about the military, and I see a whole bunch of stuff now because, again, like I want to get back to the D-Love situation where they were just saying that, things are not as it is, especially with all these new rules and stuff. You can't punish, members of the military like you used to. And so the discipline may be different. And again, I don't know exactly how the structure situation works, but I'm laughing. I'm timed out for no reason. You got a reason. But, again, like I said, I think there's multiple layers to it. And ultimately what I'm seeing is it depends on your personality. And I think it depends on your upbringing. And we talk about the single family situation, or the single mother situation a lot around here, and the problems that it causes. We talk about, education and how important it is. And in a sense, I think the military is a different type of education. It may be a little bit more strict. It may be a bit more regimented, We'll take this call right quick. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
It's Edmund.
Edmund, what would you like to drop in the den tonight, Edmund?
It's a little bit off topic, but I don't know if you remember last week I called about me going on a date with this chick.
Yes. So what's the situation with the chick? What's going on?
So like, you know, hold on.
I will love a women. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so we went out to bowling. Everything seemed well, and then, you know, we said like, hey, let's meet up at Pluckers. You know, let's eat some wings and whatnot. And then she was like, yeah, sure, I'll meet you there, because like, you know, she comes from Spring, so it was. Anyway, I get to Pluckers because it was like 5 minutes away from the bowling alley, and then she texts me like right after I get there, and she says, hey, so I got a ticket, and my mom is telling me to come home. Now, I don't know if she was lying or not, but the point was she left me hanging, and so I had to go back home.
Yeah, she was lying. She was definitely lying. She hit you with the old okie doke, Ed, man, and that's unfortunate. So hope you didn't waste too much gas getting there. Maybe did you stay in at least bowl a game or two? That's
and the worst part was that I paid for the bowling. I paid for everything, like, and then she comes with, like, next thing you know, she didn't even seem like she was. Everything seemed fine. She was talking to me, you know. We were having a good time, and then out of nowhere, she comes up with this. I got a ticket for running the light.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't. Maybe it seemed fine on your end, but she had different intentions. You know what I'm saying? Look. After I'm gonna have to start teaching y'all some classes, man. I'm gonna start giving y'all some observational, situational dating tips. But did you bowl? I mean, that's the thing. Did you bowl and at least still say, fuck it, I'm already here. Let me go ahead and have myself a good fucking time, man.
Well, I mean, we were heading out. Like, I had paid for the bowling, for the amount of games we played, and then we were heading out. And you know, she was like, you know, where do you want to go next? I was like, let's just go out to eat. And so we decided to go to Pluckers. So she got in her car, I got into mine. We went there, and then she, like as soon as I text her, hey, I'm here, she comes up with that excuse or whatnot. And then after that, I texted her like when I came home, and I was like, is everything okay? And she just left me out in open.
Oh yeah, bro. Basically what happened is she went to Jody's house, and while Jody was busting her back in, she showed him the text message that you sent, and he answered for her, yes, everything was all right. I hate to give you that type of information, but that's what's happened, man. So yeah, you got hit with the old OG okie doke, man. So
man, and like I really felt like I was gonna get it tonight. Well, like I had that feeling, I had that connection. She was like, she was open with me. She, you know, we were having a good time.
Yeah. Well, basically,
I even shaved my pubes just to make sure, like it.
Well, with that one, we're gonna end that on that. That's I don't even know what that man looks like, but that's a visual I could do without, you know. So there's that. Definitely some shit I don't want to motherfucking hear. That could be the case. She might have been like, oh, got a mangina going on over there. So yeah. That's unfortunate. But if that did happen, if that was the case, then you definitely just warmed her up for, Jody, and he took care of the rest of the business for you. I'm sure she thanks you. I'm sure she appreciates it. Now she call you talking about she needs some money to help pay the ticket. Then you're in real trouble. Oh, what the fuck? Man, they burnt up my notebook, tripping. So there's that. Well, yeah, that's one of those images that you'll never get out. You need to discipline yourself, man. But like I say, looking at it though, and again, we talked about kids, and I want to say Josh was talking about kids. Basically, no, what you mean? Kenneth was on the scene. Hey, baby, you need that ticket paid. I got you. Don't even worry about it. Take all my allowance. But again, like I say, and the point he made about kids, and basically teaching them how to accept responsibility, accept consequences for their actions, to understand that there will always be consequences for your actions, and that's why discipline is good. And the thing about discipline, ultimately, in either way, if it's discipline for punishment or if you're deliberately disciplining yourself to become a better person, there is a gain. There's ultimately, all right, D-Love, appreciate you coming through. It's always a benefit. Again, abuse is not a benefit, but discipline is a benefit. You're always going to get you're going to get something positive out of it. You're going to learn a lesson. You're going to become a stronger person. You're going to overcome some type of hurdle. You're going to improve. I mean, it's going to be a benefit out of the disciplinary situation. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got called into the den this evening?
Man, it's your boy Josh again, man. But I'm just calling to try to help Ed Man out, man. Yeah, I couldn't go to bed on this one, man.
What you got for Ed Man?
Hey, man, but I'm just thank goodness that Ed Man's still here, because I had a roommate like that last semester, and he went AWOL when that happened, because it was a situation when he was like, yeah, this girl loved me, I'm gonna be with her forever and stuff like that. And I'm the freshman. I'm the sophomore. He's the freshman, so he's a rookie to this, man. And so it was a situation where I kind of knew, and this is like what I kind of want like people to do. Honestly, I don't want to be on no stalking type stuff, but in the era of social media nowadays, girls will tell you if they're going out with somebody or not. Honestly.
Oh yeah.
Like they I mean, you don't have to. If you're smart, you can pretty much figure it out. All you got to do is pretty much go on a page, and that's what I'll do. Like before I mess with any girl, like I go through their page like immediately, like to see if you. Cause I don't have time to get played and all that dumb shit. So
yeah.
If I even see that you with somebody or see another dude, then that's it. I don't even talk to you after that. But after that, sometimes girls get smart, and girls will, delete some pictures and stuff, and then just have a dude on the side and won't tell you. So pretty much what I would do is this. So what happened with him was she was going out with her and everything else, and then like one day he went outside right in front of his dorm room, and she was in the car with his real boyfriend. So he was pretty much getting cheated on right in front of his dorm room. Like, that ain't me, but that is the most disrespectful stuff I ain't never seen in my life.
God damn.
And that shocked me. But I knew it, but I told him, and he didn't really listen, and that happened. So how I would handle it was, if I had a notion, if I had a feeling you gonna tell me, either we hitting or I'm breaking up with you right then and there. And that's just how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
And if we do hit right then and there, and that shit happen, I'm breaking up with you pretty much right before even that shit happen. I'll be like, look, man, you can do this one of two ways. Either we getting it down right now, or you're gonna get up out of it. That's just how it's gonna be. So, in this world, like, I don't want to have to be mean like that. I wasn't mean like that, but hey, I seen it happen to some of you brothers out here, and I seen my roommate go AWOL like that, and he went and found another girl. Hopefully he ain't getting cheated on again, and he couldn't handle it, and he didn't drop out of school because of that, man. Took acid and everything. Went crazy.
Damn.
So, yeah, man.
I'm gonna be honest, man.
You just gotta be smarter, man.
Your roommate got cheated on again. I'm sure he did. It happened, but yeah, as long as you learn the lesson from it, and don't fall victim to it. But I appreciate the call, there, Josh.
All right, man, bro.
Already. Yeah. Look. We're gonna have good. That's funny though, because I forgot. That we talked last night. We was gonna talk about this, but I almost was gonna do a conversation about side niggas and side chicks. Because, I don't think it's as much, nowadays. Motherfuckers still do that shit. But that used to be like motherfuckers used to think that shit was cool, man. And my deal is like, man, I'm too much of a main event to be a fucking side nigga, man. Like, I don't, it don't work like that. You know what I mean? Like, when I was younger and didn't give a fuck and was not too much tripping on it, yeah, whatever. Like, shit, I'm just saying I have some extra pussy, but I can't be the side dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got demands and I'm too selfish for all that shit. Look, we got some rules. I need it now. It's my pussy and I want it now. So that type of shit. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
It's Edmund.
Edmund. What would you like to? I don't know. Not what would you like. What are you going to say at the end? I don't know if I can trust you, Edmund.
No, I was like everything I said was legit. Like it was 100% true. When like the whole situation occurred by Memorial. So.
Okay.
If you were in that situation, like, would you stop using, like, because at the end of the day, I met this girl through Tinder, and I've been using like these dating apps to try to, get these chicks, but it's always, every time I meet them, they either say, "Oh, I'm busy," or they don't respond. So like, should I just give up and use some different format, or what would you do in that scenario?
Here's the deal, man. And man, who was it? Who said that earlier? Somebody. I might think it might have been Jay Dizzle that said it, or somebody else said that earlier today. Hey, you don't lose until you quit. So you gotta just try again. Because I'm gonna be honest, man. Holler at some real life hoes, like or ladies. Talk to some real women. To gauge that response. Sometimes on them dating apps, motherfuckers will just be swipe. I don't know which direction. I don't know if it's right or left, whichever one it is. Motherfuckers will swipe until they, just get a response from anyone, just because it's an easy thing to do, and they'll just see what they can get out of the situation. You paid for dinner and everything?
Well, I paid for. We didn't go to dinner, but okay. I paid for the bowling bill.
Okay, the bowling bill.
And the worst part is that they were charging me like $70 for like 3 games of bowling.
Good grief.
And I had to like, basically finesse the cashier to drop the price down just to pay it off.
Damn.
And
did she see you finessing?
And it wasn't like.
Did she observe your finessing of the cashier to lower the bill?
She did. She was, when I asked her, like, I wasn't going to ask her like for money because, I don't think that was. I don't even know if she had money, but she did. I was like, damn, like they were trying to charge me this much for 3 games of bowling, and she was like, yeah, I know, that's crazy. I was shocked when I heard that. Like, yeah. I think I understand why she didn't probably want to go. She probably thought I didn't have enough money because when I told the employee that I only had 3 20s, she was like, all right, I'll drop it to your price range. And
yeah, Edmund, that's what did it. I'm gonna be honest. You hooked a hooker on Tinder. And she's like, oh, this motherfucker ain't finna break bread, because she's gonna make you pay for bowling, she's gonna make you pay for dinner, and then she's gonna make you pay for some pussy at the end of the night. So, yeah. So that that whole situation is basically what happened, man. So yeah.
Wait, I want to address Jay Dizzle. I am broke right now, but that's because my job is during the school time, and so I haven't been at work for a month, so I am broke. The money I had was pretty much Christmas money.
Okay.
And then I Give You Power. I'm probably gonna cry, but first I'm gonna listen to some Drake. So.
This motherfucker. Man, but yeah, I'm gonna be honest. If that was the case, man, that's where everything went wrong right there, man. So she probably figured, look, let me figure. As soon as you said that, you only had them 320s or whatever, she's like, yeah, this motherfucker here is gonna either have us wash the dishes at the end of the night, or I'm gonna have to pay my way or something like that. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's probably where everything went left. Is the payment for the bowling bill. Yes.
Would it be a good idea to text her back tomorrow or sometime next week?
No, don't even waste your time. Don't even just take your L and move on to the next one. Yeah, just call that a wrap, man. That situation is over and done with.
Fuck, man. It's kind of hard to take that out, but
I mean, look, you gotta. This is what you gotta do, man. Look, you gotta. So you've been using the dating apps, and how many contacts, physical in-person contacts have you made via the dating apps?
Probably about 10.
And how many have you successfully gotten physical with? Will be as appropriate as I can be. Out of the 10.
By physical, do you mean like hugs or actual action?
I mean fucking. Just straight up fucking. Or some type of sexual pleasure came out, or the goal. I mean, the goal is to get some action. That's what I'm assuming you're using Tinder for. So I mean, how many times did you achieve the goal?
0 for 10.
Oh, 0 for 10. Good grief. You worse than the Rockets in the fucking Game 7. God damn. Whew. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. You sounded really, really, really Kenneth-like when you were talking about hugs and shit. I'm gonna be honest here, man. We go like, look. I'm gonna have to. Man, we gonna have to talk about this. Because there's a lot of layers to it, and again, like I say, without knowing some other exact details, but I'm pretty sure you went wrong with the if everything honestly seemed to be going well in your opinion up until that point, it had to be the payment for the bowling bill, as you put it, and that's where it all went haywire. So, that's bad business. Like, next time, take a bitch to the park, man. You know what I'm saying? Go fucking push that bitch on a swing or something. I don't know what to tell you, man. Look, you go have to find another solution.
Well, I mean, I try to. At first, I was gonna try to take it to the park, but in this weather, I didn't feel like it was appropriate, I guess. And then I didn't realize it was going to be that expensive at the bowling alley, or else I would have just taken her to the movies.
Man, look, fuck that. Netflix and Bird Box that bitch. Yeah. Then after you watch,
would it be a good idea?
Huh? What you got?
Would it be a good idea to turn gay, or just continue to?
Boop. Your mic is off. Fuck it, I can't. You can't entertain Ed Man for too long because this shit started getting real strange, man. So we gonna leave it at that. But yeah, that's not a good idea. I got nothing. I seen what's up, Roger? What's the motherfucking deal, man? I saw you saying about telling your old lady about the hairstyle. Man. I feel you. You got to be honest. And I've fallen into those situations sometimes. If you don't care for it, I mean, it's good to say something. So maybe it's a one and done thing. You may be in the doghouse for a little bit, but hey, at least you ain't gonna suffer in the long term. you know. So I feel you, man. I feel you. Sometimes you just gotta speak your mind. You know what? No, they say that looks good on you. Man, yeah, that whole scenario right there. Again, you know, dealing with that, man, you don't know how much it was. If he says it was actually, if it was an actual factual event, like you gotta make it. You gotta be like fucking Dave Chappelle on fucking Half Baked. When you're limited, man, you gotta prioritize. You know what I'm saying? That shit, that whole situation there is. Now we're gonna have to start having dating advice in the den. Den dating advice. What's the motherfucking deal we got calling into the den this evening?
This is Mr. Rabbit again.
Mr. Rabbit, what you got there?
Man, I got a question.
All right, what you got?
Where's Cushington where you need him?
Probably fucking sleeping. No, that goddamn Cushington taking a power nap. Yeah, that's what I was gonna suggest that to a project. I was gonna say you might have to lower your standards. You know, get you a slump buster out of there. You know what I'm saying? And then you know, you have to get you a slump buster. Then, you know, maybe your numbers will get back up. You know, they say bras can tell when you get action and when you don't. So, you know, you get your little action, let it leave a little coochie scent on you, and hoes think you fucking something. They might want to start fucking with you. But going 0 for 10 is bad business. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in the den this evening? Hello. Goodbye. All right, so 0 for 10 is terrible. Like, I was hoping he's gonna hit me with at least, you know, 2. Like, I mean, I wasn't setting the bar super high for you, but you know, I was hoping you get like 2 out of that motherfucker, man. Come on. Again, so you gotta sometimes you gotta sit back and analyze the game plan and figure all that shit out. So that's bad business. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we have calling into the den this evening?
Yo, it's Edmund, and I was wondering if I was gay, would you also be gay me too, or?
Discouraged. Phoenix. But you didn't know there was a Denline, Phoenix? Yeah, we've had a Denline for several months now. We've definitely been reaping the benefits of the Denline. It has been very interesting. So, man, yeah, fucking. No, I see. Yeah. Hey, why did all fingers get put in time out there? I went back and checked it. It was, yes, I see it. We'll discuss it. But again, you know, that wasn't Cushington. That was definitely a discouraged man. You say the ugly shoes, bad hairstyles. I feel you, man. I feel you. Ain't nothing wrong with being honest, man. Hey, you gotta set a standard. You know, let them know what you like and what you don't like. Otherwise, it may be going all kind of left field. Man, let me know, Phoenix. Let me know, man. Yeah. So we're not even gonna entertain the lameness. Yeah, Kirsten definitely tapped out. Man, very interesting. I'm still sitting here thinking about the Ed Man situation. And you say, tell my friend all the time, guys play out because y'all play them. Man, but here's the deal, man. Honestly, it's a new breed of dude out there. And I'm gonna be honest, man. Women ain't. That's why they starting to start dyking and shit, because they not fucking with this new breed of nigga. Like, y'all gotta understand, women need to feel some type of sense of security when they with y'all. Like, funny is cool. Yeah, you know, funny works. You know what I mean? But it's not the end all be all. It helps. It definitely does help. But you know, you have to exude some level of masculinity, man. You gotta fucking you gotta do something different, man. I don't know what's going on with some of y'all, man. Oh man. I don't. It's you know what they make. Edman's a strange one, Phoenix. So Edman does things like that. I wonder about him. He's all right, like 75% of the time, 74 maybe. But excuse me. But again, yeah, you know, like I say, youngsters, man, don't believe all this shit. Look, if your mama giving you dating advice, I'm gonna be honest, that shit ain't good advice. It's not. Look, we're gonna have to do a dating den. Look, that might be. We might have to tell some bad date stories. I don't know if I got any bad date stories. I don't really do what you technically call dating. And I guess a couple of times that you would put something in that category, I mean, the outcome was always pretty successful. You know what I mean? So I think that works in a certain way. But I mean, again, like I said, you have to establish some type of level of, I don't know, what y'all, like I say, what y'all might be thinking is connection may just be her entertaining you or biding her time until, you know, she get that text back that she wants, or she gets that call back that she wants. But again, I don't know.
Okay.
What's the motherfucker? Somebody got their ass in trouble. Take your ass to bed, boy. Get off the phone. Martin, if you don't get your ass off that motherfucking phone and go to bed, so that's that about to get my ass whooped. Okay. That's fucking funny, man. Again, I'm telling y'all will be conversation rules of the nation. Yes, I can get text, but if you said Edman got cucked. Yeah, I wouldn't even say, well, I don't even know if you would just say that, but it's interesting. What's the motherfucker do? Who we got calling the den this evening?
All right, this is the last call for the night. It's Edman again.
All right, what you got there, Edman?
All right, in all seriousness, I know I troll a little bit, but at the end of the day, like, I understand why you would think, like, you know, that I get a lot, or it's not that, but I guess I've never been an expert with the females.
Okay. What do you think that your problem is with the females? What do you think that you personally go wrong with the ladies?
Maybe that I'm not as assertive, that, you know, because I can have like a decent conversation with someone and it'll be fine. Like, there will be no problems. But when it comes to relationship and how complicated it can get sometimes, or how to get into one, that's when, you know, you start getting into, you know, you start getting those butterflies, or you start getting, you know, a little bit nervous. And I think that's something that I tend to struggle with. But when it comes to, once you're settled down and, you know, I can have a serious one-on-one conversation with someone, that to me is pretty easy.
Okay, so the butterflies, and here first, let's kind of go back. Let's rewind. Let's go back. Let's go back to the beginning a little bit. So, are you on Tinder looking for a relationship, or are you just really looking for some action? So let's start with your goals, your ultimate goal of using the dating apps or Tinder or whatever else it may be? What is the outcome that you're seeking from using these services?
All right. So first, to be honest, yes, I was looking for some sort of like relationship. When I downloaded it like a year ago. But then obviously I noticed that most people on Tinder you can't really take serious because they either want hookups or they're just there to troll. But I mean, at first I did meet like some legit chicks like that actually wanted to, they wanted to actually have some sort of relationship with. Problem has been that most of these chicks, they're like 30, 40 miles away from me. So how can you really have a relationship, that far?
Okay. I thought you were going to say
and
that
then the chicks
30, 40 years old.
No. And then the other chicks, like, to me, I know some people in the chat have been saying to lower my standards. I don't know. For me, I just can't dig, fat chicks. I've never, for some reason, I just feel like I don't know. I just can't get into them.
Oh, you can get into them. You just don't want to get into them. Nah. Here's the deal with that, man. So what you're looking for is something serious, and I think you got to understand platforms. You got to understand services. Like even when it comes to like different social medias have a particular kind of crowd that gravitates towards them. Same thing with dating services. So if you're using a Tinder, you can kind of understand, like you said, most people there are for hookups and bullshitting. So that's not your bag. You got to go somewhere. If that's the method in which you choose to do it, then you're going to have to find a service that's more geared to what you're seeking. Otherwise, get you some hookups out the way. But here's my deal though, man. Like, how many dates would you say you've gotten off the Tinder? You said you had 10 actual meetings, and you've gone 0 for 10 in the physical department. But I'm just saying, like, how many of them it resulted in either a second date or continued conversation after the original meeting?
Probably half.
Okay. So 5 out of the 10 you've had, more second dates or continued conversation?
Continued, but some of them I personally I guess I didn't have the energy to continue. Like for instance, like having to talk to someone that lives in Baytown, like to me that just didn't make sense to me. Like I'm never going to see this chick, so. And if she doesn't want to have like a hookup, then what's the whole point?
Let me be honest with you.
I would say maybe like
don't date Baytown chicks. So I'm just give you some advice on that. Even if you were closer by, don't do it. And my thing is, you say start at Walmart, get your feet wet, and step up to Target, and when you really get on, you get HEB. Man, the hell is everywhere, boy. I'm telling you, HEB is where it's at. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You're gonna have to do some real world meeting. You're gonna have to develop some game, and that's what's lacking in this generation is that everything is digital. Nobody wants to talk face to face anymore. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to engage in conversation, and women want to know that you're not intimidated meeting them face to face. And from what it sounds like is that you have some face-to-face issues, and maybe you may feel like you're doing successful, you're having conversation and things like that, but women are good at masking things, and they're good at sensing things. And so what you may perceive as being a healthy, engaged conversation may not be that from their perspective. I know you said the long distance thing is a problem, and I can understand that. You don't want to be long distance side guy, and you want action when you can have it relatively in house or whatever else it may be. I'm gonna be honest, man. You're a young dude, and I say this often. don't go looking for a serious relationship. There's no reason to do that. You're in school, you got some new opportunities coming up for you as far as, career wise and moving into the future. Don't bring an added burden. I know a lot of people just feel lonely these days and just feel like they need to have a relationship. But when you're young, you got a lot of opportunities out there. And so don't go burdening yourself down. Now, I know I say this too, because shit, the older you get, the slimmer it gets, unless you like say you're going to have chicks with kids and everything else that you're going to have to deal with the older they are. But man, just my advice to you, man, is to pursue hookups only. And then don't really go looking for love, especially on the internet, because again, people portray themselves one way and they actually end up being something totally different. So my advice to you, man, is work on your game and work on your charisma. I'm sure there's some stuff on YouTube for that. I mean, I can't necessarily personally help you again, like I say, without knowing some other things, but I ain't gonna put you all the way out like that on the stream and everything. But you seem to, you say with the butterflies and stuff like that, women notice that type of shit when you get intimidated, when you become cautious and kind of weird. It makes you look again, like you said, less assertive, and women want an assertive dude these days, or unless they're feminists and they want to be the assertive one, and that's a whole different situation, and might be some weird shit that leads up with that. But you got to work on that, man. You're gonna have to be able to hold it down, man. And I think that's the problem that you got going on over there. I think you gotta figure that out. You got to figure out how you can be more charismatic and confident in person. Cause yeah, I don't know what's going.
You're probably right. Like, I should probably end the Tinder experiment, because I mean I was doing decent, just talking up to girls like in class. But then when I started experimenting with Tinder, that's when things fell off.
Yeah, but
that's when I started missing like the Rockets in the conference finals. Yeah. These girls, I guess, they thought I was catfishing them, but I mean I was using my real picture and everything. And then, but I mean, most of them, like, at the end of the day, when you meet them in person, they're not the same person as they were, on their profile. So no. I guess what I learned is, not to trust females over the internet.
No, don't do that. Absolutely not. And again, like I say, if you're going to do that experiment, go into that whole situation looking for a temporary outcome, not something long-term, not something permanent. Hey, you're going out to your Tinder. Tinder means soft and delicate. So it should be a delicate situation, not a permanent type of deal. Just go out and have some fun, but don't go into it looking for something serious. Don't go into it looking to fucking establish a fucking family off Tinder and shit.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, you should probably do like some dating advice then, like one of these days. Yeah. I think that would be beneficial to a lot of people in the stream, especially, like Kenneth or other people that maybe don't have the dating experience or the dating knowledge to talk up to these chicks.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that in mind. We may do that real soon. That sounds like something we definitely have to discuss, because obviously there's a need for it in the den. But I appreciate your call there, Mr. Edman, and good luck in the future.
I bet.
Yeah, we definitely gotta figure some things out. We can't have you gentlemen out here going 0 for 10. We can't have you gentlemen out here taking L's in such a fashion. That's not the way we want to go. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
I live on Blackbird Street, Kentucky.
Let's say, which one should I go after? 1 or 2? I don't know which one is 1 or 2 on that text that just came in. Oh, let's see what you got there. Oh, okay. Okay. On that one, Josh, I'm gonna say number one probably. I think that's. I gotta look a little bit more closely. I'll tell you why. So with discipline, you want to make sure the kid understands he will over time, but you don't want to discipline too much to the point where it corrupts him. What if the motherfucker keep fucking up? You're gonna discipline their motherfucking ass. Nah, but yeah. Oh, I've been taking L's, man, on the fights, all the challenges. I've been taking the L's in the fight game. Say number one since. Let me see what you got going on. I'm gonna be honest, man. Chicks who use a lot of filters on their profiles, it's a sign of a self-confidence issue. If you have more filters than regular pictures, then I start to question certain things. You have to be cautious, because it's not just I want to look. There's a thing. There's actually a study that says people who are, because they, Snapchat adds all the little weird stuff, beautifying stuff, and so when you have a woman who's mostly like the majority of her pictures are Snapchat, she lacks confidence. There's people now who will not take pictures without the Snapchat shit. So that's a self-confidence issue because they're trying to perceive themselves in a way that they really aren't. So I would say go with the one who has less of those, if that's the road you're going with. Yeah, and that's my thing. Like I say, selfies are already a concern in itself, but yeah. So where's the tranny? I mean, I take honestly, I probably take 2 selfies a year, if that. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure I went some years probably without. It's a weird thing to me. Like, that's why I guess I'm not on the Snapchat shit. Just me holding my phone out, doing all this weird shit. I'm not with that. Like I said, if I just really need to update a profile picture or something, but I try to find somebody, I'd rather try to stand the bitch up. But it's weird to me to fucking take a selfie. It's a strange thing. It's just like I don't think my body is designed to move in that type of motion to do that. It's a weird, just some weird shit, man. It's really weird. Yeah, selfies are really hard. I'd rather somebody else take the picture. And it's a strange. I wonder who took the first selfie. I can go back and whoop their motherfucking ass. Again, I don't know. Like I said, I don't really fuck with Snapchat like that, so it's no biggie. But you see these chicks with all these fucking weird, again, like I said, it's a self-confidence issue. It's a real thing. That people have gotten so addicted to that Snapchat, like they can't post real pictures of themselves. So I don't fuck with the. So do hookups determine manhood? No, but they can be a bit of a confidence builder. So you got that. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
This is Jay Dizzle.
What'd you want to drop in the den, Jay Dizzle?
Oh, man, bruh. Okay. Let me break this down to you just a little bit. I'm not gonna be hard on them like everybody in the chat expected me to be. Okay, I see what your problem is. It's basically completely it's your confidence. I can tell just by how you talk on the Denline, all the hesitation and shit. It don't even sound like you comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And a chick you got to keep a chick comfortable. And so if you uncomfortable, she damn sure gonna be uncomfortable because she don't know what's happening next. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to be the one orchestrating this whole date shit. It ain't up to them. It's on you. So you gotta just chill and just talk. And the reason that you seem to be doing better with girls you meet in person, like you said you was meeting them at school or whatever, is because y'all already have something to talk about. And plus you've been around them a little bit, so you kind of, more familiar with them. So what I would suggest you do, if you going to meet a chick offline, spend more time just talking to her first before y'all go out on the actual date. You know what I'm saying? So you can have something to speak about once you actually go on a date. See what she like and she don't like, so you know what conversations the shit that you should talk about and shit that you shouldn't talk about. Now, if you get on the date, also pay attention to what she wear, how she got her makeup, how she carry herself. Does she smile a lot? Does she look around more often than not? Because if she looking around more than she looking at you, she looking the way to fucking escape. I'll tell you that right off the rip. So, you know what I'm talking about? And if everything is going well, and you get to that point, you got to bring out your inner Pimp C. Be like, look here, bitch. Either you go hoe up or you go blow up. You know what I'm talking about? You either going to be my prostitute or you going to be a perpetude. And if you going to be a perpetude, I'm going to be a substitute, bitch. That's what you do, man. You just handle your business.
Straight up, man. You got to be. Look, you got to. Women like this, man. They appreciate the call, Jay Dizzle. You gotta have, like, women want a man that looks like he got some direction, like he has a plan, like he got something going for himself. And that's part of the thing. And again, like I say, confidence is king, conversation rules the nation. And like I say, you just gotta work on that situation. You'll be good, man. Yeah, be like Bo. I was talking about Bo the other night, man. We was talking about cheaters or something. I was talking about Bo the other night. Bo is a motherfucking old school player, man. That motherfucker got ran up on by cheaters. He was finna whoop the cheaters, nigga. He finna choke the bitch. And she still told the old hoe, hey, man, I'm gonna call you later on. I'll see you later on. Bo was a motherfucking Bo was the motherfucking man, you know what I'm saying? So definitely. Man, it's been a very interesting call. We've definitely changed the topic after the break, but we I'm gonna do a little bit of mixer action. You say, man, wanted to camp on some movie shit, man. Look, hey, if it's God's plan, do your thing. But again, it was funny too because I know Joshua had called in earlier. He was talking about, he checks the social media. But see, so there'll be some niggas like me, man. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't gonna motherfucking me. You ain't gonna catch me on too many social medias. It's got to catch me lacking. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one to really be posing for no pictures and doing all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Not on no social media. If you got a motherfucking, you can have that shit, but don't post that shit. So y'all fuck around. Look, y'all might think y'all fucking with a bitch that ain't fucking with nobody. But look, hey. Say a marathon did shit, I'm gonna be the first one to tap. Let me see. What does it say? Edward is coming to your life unexpected and someone you can never regret in meeting. Absolutely. Great sense of humor, full of sarcasm, charming, smart, corny. I am corny. I'm cool with that shit though. Most of all, hard-headed. That's who he is. He makes no, he doesn't make a good boyfriend. He's a terrible boyfriend. And I don't know, Eddie Bears. What the fuck is all this other extra shit? Totes. That's terrible. Whoever wrote that shit is terrible. They was doing good until the fucking makes a great boyfriend bullshit. So yeah, that was what it was. But said, see, Dominic, I think the 8-Ball gave you the perfect response. You would know because you always the one called on something. You always the one on the gay shit. So Dominic, you need to have. We talk about self-auditing. We talk about that. We've been talking about that kind of around the new year and since then, a little bit before. You may have to have that sit down in the dark room or with the mirror. Well, I don't know about that, but and really have that conversation with yourself. All right, Asma, I appreciate you following through. And really figure out what your situation is. Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm concerned about you. I'm like, honestly, out of everybody, Kenneth got his issues, but at least he's attempting. Edman may have his issues, but he's attempting. Dominic is always inquiring about the most suspect ass shit, and then he ain't even trying with the female. So that's what makes me question Dominic the most, you know. So exactly, I'm not in attack mode. Highly doubt it. I'm just cooling. I'm just telling. I mean, these are facts. Like sometimes when I be off the stream and I'll just be doing random shit, or I'll be thinking about whatever I'm working today. Sometimes I'll think about some of the conversations that take place. And I'll just think about certain things that are being said, or just conversations that were had prior. And I was like, okay, that was a good topic. That was a good comment. I'll just think about things. And sometimes, yeah, when I see you send little stupid shit on the gram or whatever, I don't ever see none of the shit, because most of the shit you be trying to send me, I'm not subscribing to or fucking with, because you be on some weird shit. I worried. I get worried about you. I want to see everybody win. But Dominic, maybe just a late bloomer, maybe just a late bloomer. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm telling you, number one, it's not even a discussion. Because see, the thing is, don't let the physical traits get you. Don't let that be the thing that sucks you in. Well, wouldn't be anyway. That's another conversation. But I'm telling you, just from what I seen right there, all I need to see was a small sample size. And go with number one. It's going to be less issues in the long term if it gets to that level. If you go with number two, you're going to be calling in the den with a story like Edman's. You're going to be like, man, active stripper. No. I wouldn't call it dating. Would I protect the pockets? She put some paper in my pocket? Yeah. But she could call it dating. She can call it whatever the fuck she wants to. I'm not going to call it dating. We will be friends. But no, I wouldn't use the term dating an active stripper. No. Not at all. You dating a strip club. So, it is what it is. I'm just paying for college. Yeah, me too. So no. Luke Cage. I never watched Luke Cage, but I think they said Amazon's supposed to pick it up or something like that. Because I thought them talking about they canceled a couple of those Marvel flicks, and then you can't, because they'll be all up on the motherfucking pages. Man, Joshua said, I'm telling you how niggas operate, man. You don't trust no nigga. And when I'm saying men, niggas know nothing like that. You put a nigga too close into your personal business, they will become your personal business. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. I'm just telling y'all. That's that little life advice for y'all. Yes, I choose my outcome, Delgado. So yes, my life is like a Bandersnatch. I choose what happens. Exactly. That's exactly what they go, man, you let that nigga here, why I can't fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how niggas be, man. That's how niggas be, man. And that shit, terrible. I ain't telling you, you're gonna be trying to copy my Bandersnatch outcome. Hating ass nigga. I can't tell you about no hoes. I can't tell you about the Bandersnatch. But but then what happens though? What happens if they shoot they shot and hit a bullseye? You know what I'm saying? That's I mean, what if they shoot what if they hit a bullseye, man? And the next thing you know, they talking about, man, I just met this, this little thing off the ground, man, Anybody, not a single soul. Look, don't tell your pops, don't tell your pastor, so don't even tell a nigga at the gas station, don't tell nobody. You know what I'm saying? You can't fuck with it, man. Now, females will say that. They'll say they don't, but you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. Man, it only takes a couple of minutes. If you look, it only takes a couple of minutes, man. So I'm just telling you. Well, there's somewhere in some Florida hotel, there's a tranny with a fucking syringe full of silicone or some shit that can help you out, Heidi, if you if you want to solve that problem. You know what I mean? So there's that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They definitely won't. So, man, all I'm telling you is this. Yeah, yeah, you were twerking like a G. G as in gay. Man, probably. It was a little it was a little stiff there. I mean, if I have to give you an honest twerk review, I'm gonna be honest. The librarian stripper probably put in more work than that. So I mean, I like you. I think you're a cool person, but your twerk game is terrible. Just terrible. So, it is what it is. But hey, keep practicing. And, every goals, what I'm saying? Goals 2019. It was I don't know what was going on there. I have no idea. But this is what we're gonna do, because I did say I was gonna this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna jump on the mixer for a little bit. What time is it here? Time the game start. It's an afternoon game, so yeah, I'll jump on the mixer for a little bit, and call a wrap. Not too long after that. Let me say, top 100 Instagram comeback, man. You got to put in some work, man. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I'm changing up the game for 2019. You got what is it? Cum dumpsters, cum buckets, and jizz jacuzzis now. That's my new favorite, the jizz jacuzzi. Okay. Oh yeah, well, you called it. You called it. Hold up, baby. But yeah, so this is what I'm gonna do. Like I say, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna slide over to the mixer. I'm gonna murder some of Heaty's cousins on the mixer this evening. Talk a little shit. Y'all know how we do in the mixer crew. And I wrote it down. I know I got a story to tell in the mixer about the attendance lady story. I got to tell the attendance lady story. That's a little bit of an interesting one. And so I think I told a little bit of that story, but I'll finish that up, and we'll talk about it. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, they don't. Yeah, maybe again, some people take things literally. You got to be real careful with motherfuckers. Let me see. Mixer link. Hold on, I got a shortcut for the mixer. Wow, update. But 335. That's what I'm talking about. 335 on it, man. That's why I fuck with 335. Man on it right there. So like I said, I'm slide over there. I'll probably be over there in about 10 minutes. So it's about 104 now. Probably about 115. Make sure Scotty needs to try it and do what he needs to do, and then I'll be on the mixer fucking with some of that. I need to be fucking with that Tomb Raider, but y'all be hating on the Tomb Raider like that ain't the greatest game. But I'm gonna fuck with some of that Wolfenstein, because that shit is fun, even though I'll be dying like a motherfucker. But I'll see y'all there. But with that being said, hey, great den, man. I appreciate all of y'all. I thank y'all, man. Great calls tonight. I mean, great calls. And just overall great den. And again, like I said, it ain't about me, it's about y'all, man, and what y'all bring to it. And I sincerely appreciate it again. So with that being said, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. I'm gonna be polite, since Simpin' Ken ain't in the den, and I don't have to boot y'all out. So yes, I said mixer in about 10 minutes. So appreciate y'all. And I'll fuck with y'all on the mix. Y'all ain't got to go home, but y'all got to slide about the den. And I'm out.